All right. Guys, remember, if you have a desire to spend your reputation, check your rep at the door, and then spend what you can here. There's the table. I'm going to go ahead and find some music to kick us off on.
I do like your standby screen.
I like it too. It's the same as my startup screen, though.
Yeah, though I feel like you should go ahead and put in video clips from your, Get Bub Out of Debt stream.
I mean, there's some... It's pretty outdated, so... Yeah, it's got some stuff that we can afford to put in there. Hey, welcome back, bud.
Oh, and I'm not the only one starting to look a little shaky.
Yeah, Will's looking pretty shitty too.
No, Will's always had that. No, you're
Okay.
you're starting to look true Canuckian.
Yeah, I'm starting to look like you, and I'm getting a little bit.
Canuckian.
Hey,
Sniper,
like-
mute yourself in Skype.
I just muted
like,
Skype because of it.
Yeah, I did too. I like Innie's, it's like a longer version of the handlebar compared to Sniper's.
Where in the...
You mean a
fuck?
Like
Fu
Well,
Yeah,
you have
mine-
yours, you have yours connect like right under the nose, and he's like separates for a bit, and then
That's because my mustache only grows hair here, so it just keeps going outwards. And if I can curl it and look like I'm French, but it doesn't grow off my lip.
I gotta fix the map, but I'm trying to figure out which it is, because I've got so many fucking things on the screen. Oh, shit. Wait, is that it? That's it. Okay, which one are you? Shackled map. Properties. That's better. That's mo better. All right. To adjust all this. Three, 4, 5.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Jerrod, Deia, and Sunn. Removing that. Austin does
Yeah, I
have a
like-
face.
see, I like the idea of just keeping the token there. I think it works better.
Don't be a bitch.
Well, look, I'm just saying we get more viewers.
I mean, nah. You're also wrong. But there's that. Klaus, Deia, Pathos, Sunn. Jerrod. Load the roll 20. Sniper. Probably gonna need to be there.
Yeah, come to think of it.
Come
I've got the
to-
roll 20.
Jesus Christ.
I got the roll 20 up, but I haven't signed into it. I haven't launched the game.
Question, what can I buy with 114 rep? Nothing. I'll just sit here and enjoy the
That's all.
stream.
You can buy some.
Oh my goodness. Hey Bub, how much rep would a never-ending quiver be? Isn't that just, yeah, an efficiency quiver?
Yeah, it's an efficient quiver.
Pretty much. An efficiency quiver holds more ammo.
It
but-
holds up to 60 arrows, and it's so nice. And 8 javelins.
Yeah, but I mean, we've never really been hardcore on, well, track your arrows, track your ammunition.
Versasi had one.
I currently have one.
Yeah, it's they're beautiful. They're the best things in the world. Make sure you have at least 6 of them on you at all times.
6 quivers.
Yeah,
I make sure to have one on each limb.
exactly.
I
and
need
then 2
I
of
need to
them.
go ahead and bring in that bowman.
You just get
from
some
our-
leather and you just tie it around your arm. It works. It's efficient.
Let me check what the cost of an efficiency quiver would be. Or at least what the overall caster level would be for making it.
7,000 gold.
That's a little much.
That's
No,
a lot.
It's 1,800.
Yeah, it's a lot less.
I know.
What the fuck is that? Conjuration School Secret Chest. You hide a chest on the ethereal plane for as long as 60 days, and you can retrieve it at will. It contains up to 1 cubic foot of material per caster level, regardless of the chest's actual size, which is about 3 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet. If there is a living creature inside of the chest, there's a 75% chance that the spell will just simply fail. Once the chest is hidden, you can retrieve it by concentrating, a standard action, and it just appears next to you. It must be exceptionally well crafted and expensive, constructed for you by master crafters. So the chest is never less than 5,000 gold. That's silly. That's one of the construction requirements of making an efficiency quiver. Yes, you do have enough to put in a CR20 monster, but that means that you should practice restraint.
Yeah, I mean, if you put in a CR20 monster, it's just going to be the end of the game. We're going to have to.
I mean,
roll
and
new
he's just going to have to
characters.
sacrifice another character and 1v1 it, and you know.
Again.
Yeah.
Again.
Or we can just see it, say, that's not for us, and then turn and walk away.
You know what? Let's not die today.
You
One
know,
day
I'm a
later.
paladin,
I choose
and I want to
life.
smite all evil, but, you know, I can't do that if me and all my allies are dead. So, you know, we're going to let's call in some friends, see if they can do anything about it. If not, I'll just go home.
Fear be
I know a
calling in the
snake
Holy
that
joy.
would really love to meet that creature.
Ronald, can you talk for me?
Check.
Can you sing a song for me? Nope. Are you
Can't
alright?
Lay down some fat
Yeah,
rhymes.
what's up?
I'm just making sure, because, like, you're usually pretty quiet at the beginning of a game, but I'm trying to test your levels.
Can
Yeah,
you yell
I'm
at your
good.
dad for us? We'll be able to.
Oh,
Did it sound off or what?
No, you're fine, but for some reason I had any at 200%, and it was grating my ears. So
that's alright.
it's okay. It's okay. Upon reaching the CR20 Monster Redemption, I will immediately use the option. I only have 5,000 right now, so you have a lot of warning, says Pluber. By then, you guys will likely have at least attained your levels back, or at least 3 or 4 more levels. By then,
I
you
would-
guys will be
love
like
to get
pseudo
one of that
gods.
Let us
See, I'm waiting for us to hit level 20.
I'm not.
I
He's gonna fuck us over first.
That's gonna be shitty.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Bub, I
real
roll.
tough.
Bub, I roll to attack plus 56. Bub, do I hit?
So you're assuming we're actually gonna make it to level 20 before one of us dies?
Oh
because
no, I'm
we
expecting
just get
Jerrod.
too fucking old.
You're expecting Jerrod to make it to level 20?
I can see it.
No.
So far, you're the one who's lasted the longest in a straight running, I believe.
That's incorrect.
Is he? And in one body.
I mean, are you talking about out of the current group or just across the entire campaign?
I guess across. I'm. Who do you think would have?
across
for
the
over 100
entire-
sessions.
Okay,
Quorum
so yeah.
was really long.
Okay.
There was one other that was.
Wait, that
Cicada.
no, it couldn't have been. 100
Cicadas, I
sessions.
think, is
Yeah,
the
but
longest.
but
Probably
Cicada
just
was
70 though.
Cicada had like a good 30 episodes in between his existence.
That's true. He died for 30 episodes and came back.
Out of context, that was one of the stranger things that I heard, because I was like, I'm going to make up a tweet right now. And all I could hear was, you know, Horum was pretty long. It's like, what the fuck did I just tune back in for? They're like, no,
Context?
Cicada was longer.
Context? No, if you really want Jerrod to die, just put him in a room full of wicks. He'll kill himself trying to pistol.
That's right.
It's just a room with a bunch of chests, just chilling there.
Karami, as soon as we get through this chapter, I'm gonna be sitting down with you. Like it's literally on a sticky note of things to take care of. It's in this order: finish chapter, sit down with Karami for nonsense. Looks like I showed up just in time. It's true. It's true. Bub, let's say that I want to specifically attack an enemy's vital organ in the game. Is there a way to roll for that, and it is more useful than a standard attack roll? Well, your standard attack roll will typically have no negatives, based off of what you typically have. But if you attempt to make an attack at a specific spot on a body, it's called a cold shot. It will have negatives based on the size of the area or the type of weapon that you're wielding, and some negatives can be significantly larger. Like if you're like, I want to try to cut off his leg, or I want to try to cut off his foot. So you're essentially just trying to like leg sweep the guy with your weapon. If it was a man, I would say, okay, you have a -4 to cut off his foot with your attack. Or you have a -4 to wound him in a way that will knock him down. If it was a giant, I'd be like, still a cold shot, you have a -2, because you obviously have a much larger area. But if you're like, Bub, I'm 130 feet away, which is 10 feet out of the range of my weapon's normal ability. I'm a sniper, and I want to shoot this guy directly in the center of his left eyeball.
Do I get a +3 for it?
I was going for the eye too.
That's likely, like, if you're like, I want to pinpoint his urethra.
I want to thread the needle.
A minimum of -8. Minimum -8. Depending on other circumstances, the penalties can be vastly larger. But in that situation, your accuracy, if you happen to succeed, it will have some effect. It'll have some degree of desired effect. I mean, if you rolled a hit and you succeed, but you only deal 1 point of damage, it's not going to blow his dick off.
I'm imagining someone getting a 100.
I'm pretty sure
40,
getting
40
any kind of
yards.
arrow in my dick is going to blow it off.
If you did
Even
1
one
point of damage, it
is
would
too
be
much
more
damage.
along the lines of it didn't pierce the armor, but it still sacked him pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have 1 point of damage to your penis. I give up.
We're done.
All right, I pull
We're
pull off my shirt, attach it to a stick, and wave the white flag.
You know what? I'm just going to say that you guys are some girls, because of the last
Yeah,
two
confirmed.
campaigns,
Definitely
of the last
a woman.
2 campaigns, I have literally taken Jerrod's penis entirely out of the game. One time was by sickness and plague, and the other time I literally turned it into a badger's penis.
Yeah, you fucking turned it into a disease and rotted
Whoa,
stump.
whoa, 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 whoa! I didn't.
Or no, it became a festering axe wound.
The
right?
viewers did.
Yeah.
That was the first game.
Yeah.
It literally became a pile of blackened goop that was seeping off of his body. And in the current game, it's become
Yeah,
a
the
badger's
badger
penis. It looks like a bean sprout.
Everyone's penis is switched.
Yes, yes, but everybody else got a humanoid penis.
He got the badger.
He got the badger dick. That's right. There's a tickle. That's right. It's a castration. It would be a significant amount. You're right. You're right. There are some very differences. So let's talk about what happened last time, guys. As we're about to figure out what happened last time, it's up to you to populate the game. It looks like we have 1 quirk right now. You guys can determine how you spend that by checking your rep, !rep, R-E-P, and then check the table to see what you'd like to put into the game.
I have the idea of a character called the Urethra Sniper now. And it's just a dude who constantly sits outside of his range.
Is there a way to make the penis virus airborne? Only if they ejaculate a large distance.
Oh.
So, in other words, we
It's
need
a black sticky mist.
I don't, you know, I'm sure that something like that does exist, but realistically, it does not exist in this immediate universe. So
It's only transferred through midget gnomes. Old.
roll for the ejaculate distance. Yeah.
I'm at 20.
I got you. I got you, Chris. You're good. I wrote it down. You're actually the first on the list, right there.
If you roll
I
a 1,
nat
you
20.
shoot.
You go ahead and blast that so hard you feel it smacking the back of your own head.
No, that's the 7 roper there. That's when you get it, when you get the 20. If you roll the 0, you shoot clouds. Just
That turned this idea of Urethra Sniper into a whole different idea. It really does. It really does. How many different potions? I mean, technically, if you can think of what a potion can do, it probably exists. It probably exists, but they do come at a different cost. Arcane potions versus divine potions also come at a very different cost. That's something you have to consider. What is the give command? It's like this. It's ! give to whom you want to give it to. So in this case, I will say you, and then the amount.
I was hoping you were actually just gonna type you.
No.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
As far as where we went ahead and left our heroes the last time,
Yes.
we had woken up and started our morning in the city of Red Gorge, in the Mickey Mac Tavern. I know Jerrod went downstairs to have a pint and a bit of eggs and start his day. He was planning to go out, see a blacksmith, see about getting some repairs done on his armor while he was going ahead and borrowing Cicada's old stuff. And then explosions, because hey, this is the Flurry of Bros. That's how our day starts. You know, it just kind of starts off downhill and keeps trickling that way. So of course, Jerrod, being the responsible leader type that he is, goes upstairs and finds that somebody has blown their door out. I wonder who that could have been.
No. Blowing your door out is what you do at night when no one's watching. I blew my door up. Let's be clear here.
Casually.
Yeah, so it's not like you had like really spicy Thai food. No, you blew it up. What were you trying to do again?
I literally cast open close on it, and the door shattered.
Exploded. Yeah.
It opened the frick up.
Take a second here. Dinlara, and for everybody else that's trying to give reputation, there can't be any @ symbols, so you have to remove the @ symbol. And when you declare which one it is, so that's Quirk 9 to Pathos, there are 3 separate charts. So you have to tell me which chart that actually is on. So there's silly, there's roleplay, and then there's mechanical. So you want to type in !give space the Bubbernaut space 4000, and then enter next line Quirk 9 X chart on this person. That helps out a lot.
So, back to blowing up doors. Yeah, I think Klaus, you can go ahead and take it from there.
Oddly enough, you chose to speak about the bit that I did, and then you came up. We had a whole discussion about the fact that I blew the door open, even though it wasn't exactly what I intended on doing. It was a spectacular display, but that's not something that's completely unusual to me. However, what was unusual was that I was experiencing basically a form of magical overload. It's like if you overclocked your PC by straight up hooking a car battery up to it with jumper cables.
Okay.
I don't know. I was thinking like magical blue balls or something.
Not quite. It's not quite like magical blue balls.
No, because that would
It's
be
very
like
different.
a one-time release sort of thing. This is like
exploded.
This is just like running at a much higher capacity than what should be possible. But anyway, I decided that since open close had such a cool effect, fly clearly would have something equally as cool, and I turned into a air hockey puck, started drifting around the room, floating several inches above the ground.
Right, and that's also when we figured out we don't have any of your gear either, do we?
You say we. Whose responsibility was it?
True, as the sole survivor of that group, I should probably say I didn't have any of your gear. Yeah,
I swear Twitch keeps unfollowing me to the channel. What's up, Amp? How's it going, man?
Yeah, it's still in the Citadel, so note to self, when we go back through, we're going to have to stop by the Citadel. But that's neither here nor there. Anyways, we were able to go ahead and speak with the leader of the Chisel.
Yes,
And ascertain
which is...
that-
What is his name again? Just to keep it clear for everyone watching.
For
Oleron.
that, we took to Pathos.
Oleron Masht. Yes. Oleron Masht. You were able to glean a little bit of information from him regarding what had happened, or what he believes might have happened to the missing paladin, Alec Tercival. Any ideas?
Personally speaking, I think he was definitely lured away and somehow, paladin napped or something like that.
Okay.
Hey,
I like the term.
But yeah, that having been said, I think he's currently being held hostage somewhere. That's the only explanation that myself or Jerrod could come up with for why he's not performing his duties, because, let's be honest, he's a paladin. He's half as annoying as Deia is. He would have been back by now.
Okay. Okay, so you guys decided to shove off down the river after Oliramash provided for you a raft of sorts. And everything went well. You found Alec Tercival and you went home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Okay,
absolutely.
Then we went back to Shackled City. We started the new chapter.
You went back to
and then we had
Shackled Shitty?
We went back to Cauldron. We were welcomed with a warrior, with a hero's welcome. There was a parade.
And we ended the story. So welcome to our new campaign.
Yeah.
This is Blades of the Dark.
Yeah. Klaus went ahead and became a man.
He's actually a woman.
Thank you,
now.
Jenya.
Jesus Christ.
But no, we ended up going down the river, and while we were going through, Jerrod, as it so happens, not being a fan of horticulture at the least, became part tree. Just out of nowhere.
Well, why?
Nobody knows. It just suddenly sprouted out of his back.
Yeah?
Well, that was at first, but then, we
Then
kinda
it happened to 3 other people.
It
Well,
was an epidemic.
You're right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong about that.
Trees sprouting. It must have been something in the air. Chemtrails.
Oh, God
Actually,
damn
it
it.
was on a bow, then in the air, then in us.
Yeah,
We had gnolls, right?
they were
Is that
gnolls,
where they
yes.
were? Yeah, shooting trees at us from the bushes.
But if that wasn't bad enough, they were invisible gnolls.
Yeah.
Thank you,
And
Ben.
so they pegged a few of us with some trees. Me.
Oh, please don't say pegged.
You're one to talk.
Look, I'm not Cicada anymore. It's fine. There were me, Sniper, and Innie got hit by
Yes.
them, right?
Yes.
And then Will proceeded to try to float over there, and then got pummeled with 3 of them.
Okay.
Incorrect.
And then roided out.
No, what happened? Because I remember you floating and then getting hit.
Yeah, I flew over to the beach because I didn't want to be over the water in case I did get struck. And when I flew over to the beach, I got struck with a giant tree, but only one of them, thankfully,
Okay,
because any
so-
more than one would have probably killed me.
He's quite frail.
It's true.
Innie swam to the beach first, correct? Or was Jerrod the first one on the beach?
No, I was on the boat almost until the end.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Jerrod was the first. He managed to get off onto the beach, tried to take cover behind a
Right, the rock.
towering statue, and that just didn't work out well.
Yeah. So we had a fight.
So what exactly... It wasn't just gnolls. These weren't just basic gnolls.
No, these were roided out gnolls. These were
very
9
large
feet tall.
gnolls.
Yeah, they were assholes.
They were big. They were 18 feet tall, not 9. But yeah, they were giant gnolls. And they were really well camouflaged and really well, they were almost intelligent, as far as I could tell, as far as their camouflage was concerned, because they were not your average gnoll.
Okay. Wow, we've got a lot of quirks tonight. I'm digging this shit. This is good. This is good.
Wild magic, wild magic, wild magic.
Okay.
Daddy, no.
Based
Magic
off
on everyone.
based off of the quirks
I feel
that
like
have
I'm
been
about
given,
to be beat with jumper cables.
this
Come
is
on.
this is something that is important to note, and for everyone that's out there watching, remember, guys, this is the same spiel that I say all the time, but I'm going to say it now because I know that we got a lot of new faces in here. you can affect the game by sitting in here and earning reputation. Reputation is a chat currency that you gain just by sitting here, by subbing, by helping out on Patreon, beating the Bit Boss, which is fucking huge right now. It's absolutely monstrous. If the Bit Boss is beaten tonight, that would be 10,000 reputation to everyone. Yeah, 10,000 reputation to everyone. It would be so much. But you can put in quirks, you can put in banes and boons and all kinds of like oddities and shits. Anything that you can basically think of, you can put that into the game. You want monsters? You want curses? You want cursed items? Nemesis, villains, things of that nature. You can make that happen. But you do this by earning reputation, and you gain more just by sitting in here. Once you decide what you have, or what you want to spend, check it out. You can check your rep by that. You can check all the costs on the table, right there. Then you can let me know. At the beginning of the session, we try to put these into each one. If you want to buy a quirk, which several of you have tonight, the players have an opportunity of canceling it. They can counter it. They can spend the same amount of reputation to counter what you put into the game on them. Prophet is putting in something. It looks like he's putting in a mechanical quirk. Okay.
I think he's getting the big old WM.
Yeah.
Waste management.
He's putting in the waste management.
Well,
Okay,
wow,
so...
magic.
Alright, let me see what we have so far.
Well, I like the idea of you wearing like the Mickey Mouse robe and hat. Like the just a little star-pointed hat.
Okay. So let's take a look. Doc Rock, by the way, thank you very much, Doc, for subbing onto the stream. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate that. He subbed with Prime. Every 5 subs that we get tonight, I will give the players a luck re-roll. So tonight, we started at 220. Doc should have put us at 221. So when we reach 225, that's 4 more. The players will get a luck re-roll. It's not just one and you decide who it goes to. It's one for all of them. So every 5 that we get, we'll send luck re-rolls to all the players.
Help us. We need it.
You're definitely going to want to help them.
We're dying.
Yeah, I would just go ahead and like to remind chat, we're failures of epic proportion.
Bub, it seems like you have a few DMs.
I'm checking that right now.
Oh boy.
Get down with those DMs, man.
Yeah, remember everyone slide into Bub's DMs if you want something special.
Yes, Chris, I did get that. I definitely said I got it from you twice.
But Bub, did you get it?
But do you got it?
Okay. All right, let's take a look at some of the quirks that you guys are being thrown upon tonight. So,
No.
starting out,
Yes, let's feel that love.
the first quirk that came through was Mechanical 16 on Klaus. Klaus!
Hit me.
It's wild magic.
Imagine that. I'm so baffled.
Surprise!
God, it's a first.
And before you give rep to counter it, it was paid to be put in twice.
Okay.
So,
So does that mean that it counters
It's 6K
itself?
per, right?
it's 6k per, yes. So that would be... Jesus Christ. All right. So
Fucking
wild
deal with
magic...
it.
Wild magic has been bought off of his
Is this
character.
gonna happen again?
All right. And Sloth, if that's something that you want to put into the game, we can work on that. Let me come up with a cost, but it's probably going to have to come in next week. While they determine if they want to continue paying for it, the next goes on to Pathos. Pathos. Pathos, this is an extremely emotional episode for you. Prophet has paid to put wild magic back on you, Will. So wild magic is back on. We've got the green light. We'll give Will a moment to come back. Roleplay number 9 on Pathos. Pathos, you are emotional, borderline crying. You are hormonal, sir.
Alright, well, if we're gonna do this shit, I better bring the bottle.
Xander, Xander has countered the crying curse That is no more. All right, so does Will counter it? I think he's going to try.
I don't even know how much rep I have. This may not work. We'll find out. It worked.
Nice. It's off.
I got a few more tries in me.
Next is on Jerrod.
I'm gonna go ahead and start pouring this.
Jerrod, you will continue to associate all events with your controlling mother, specifically rising it to the surface on this session.
I don't see why we don't just make that a permaquirk. I play it anyway.
Sunn,
I mean,
Hello.
you have been stricken with pyromania.
Oh no! Whatever will I do?
You've been stricken with pyromania. Deia,
Yeah.
for this session, you will only speak seductively.
Okay.
Will,
well,
wild magic is back on.
All right.
Yes,
What am I
Wiley.
gonna do next?
All right, Will. Every time you counter, you gotta take a shot.
Fuck that.
We'll start this game off.
I have to
right?
work tomorrow. No.
Yes, this is
You're the one
Pathfinder.
that brought the bottle.
This is Pathfinder. Who gave Sunn
Actually-
pyromania? I'm not at liberty to expose that. Wild magic is still off. It is off right now. And Jerrod, you are deathly afraid of fire. Even in the dark. You can't decide what is worse. A dungeon or flame.
Will, this is I currently have this sitting above my desk.
This is one of the few times that I've really Klaus is not getting wild magic tonight because
Cause fuck that.
we're about to go into a dungeon. There's going to need to be some kind of light source.
The last thing that needs to happen in this campaign is superpowered wild magic. Just does not need to exist.
You heard that, guys, right there.
Basically, make it happen.
Superpowered wild magic? Does that sound like something you want? Well, it shouldn't be, so stop.
I mean, it kind of sounds like Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, so yeah, I mean, a little.
Yeah. you're
It
right.
kind of sounds cool, but so does gonorrhea until you read about it.
No, it doesn't.
Wrong. Wrong.
Gonorrhea doesn't sound cool.
It sounds hot.
You know what it is, so of course it doesn't sound
And not hot
But
like
the
a-
word
like
itself,
sort of
gonorrhea,
burning.
it flows off the tongue. It just drips.
Yeah, I was gonna say not the type of flowing you want.
The word burns in your brain.
Wild magic is back on.
Jesus, Checo, what did you just donate?
I have no idea.
No, he was looking for armor for Will. Give that man a chakram. Oh shit! Not even armor. He gave him a chakram again.
What kind of chakram, though?
One that shocks.
And returns.
Wait, how did he spell it? Is it actually a chakram?
No, he
a
he
chakram.
spelled it normally.
Okay.
Yeah, because
that
Bob
thing.
does do that. Take things literally.
And it's off again. And it's on again.
Motherfucker. Can't even finish drinking.
And it's off again.
Pour another.
Hide me, bruh.
I'm very quickly losing the will to fight.
I really need
Please,
to
no, we don't need a sorcerer who can't control. The last time we ended up with a CR20 monster in our, an invisible giant snake. We don't need this.
With titanium skin.
Not like this.
Yeah, that's the real
Not
snake.
like this.
Wild magic exists. It's in. It's out. Wait,
No.
Do we have
I think I'm under the
is he tapped?
requirement.
Oh
Yep.
shit!
do
He's
we have a
tapped.
cutoff? Do we have a cutoff time so this war doesn't go on for the next fucking?
Well, the cutoff time is my rep is now gone.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, well, he doubled
just
it.
gave it again, so
Yeah, he doubled down.
There, I'll make it even. There. Now he still
now
has
it's
it,
only on
but,
once. Yeah.
but it's on once.
Shadow, he has 4,000, so not enough. Well, 4.5.
677.
Oh, there you go. Sloth gave it to you.
As it stands, Wild Magic is still on. And it's
How
off.
much rep does Zio have?
You don't want to know.
150.
More.
I mean, it was at 106. What was it?
It was 100, 130.
Yeah, I think it was at like 130,000 or something like that.
I'm pretty
It's
sure it was
off
higher.
right now.
Let me look. Scroll up.
Like 138.
I think that was after he started spending, but I could be wrong.
Rio. Do we have an Ario speed
Yeah,
wagon?
that was after he gave the 12,000 the first time. So he had like 53 or 54,000 to start with. 154,000, that is.
And Jaco gave Bub 3 grand. And Chris
Chris just
puts
put it back on. Yep. And people are just giving... Oh my god.
Giving her up for some reason or another.
Yeah.
Any
Oh dear
sniper-
God! Not everyone all at once.
Do either of you
You
guys,
guys got to
wanna-
slow down. So we've got Wild Magic back on. Silly 17 to Pathos. Right now, Pathos is without quirk, so let's see what Silly 17 is. Damn, they're trying to force this on you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is almost perfect for him. Pathos. Scathing
Sorry,
retort. Character will become intensely critical of party members and will berate the members for the smallest mistakes or failures.
Can I have murderous rage?
No.
Come on, somebody give me murderous rage. Make it so that I have that moral gray area.
Pyro gives 6,000 for what? I'm not sure.
Yep.
Yeah, Zio. I'm not going to burn my rep to, remove.
Off. It's
Oh
off.
shit! Oh shit!
We're off. We're off, boys. Woo.
Pyro's making it so. Pyro Assassin coming in. He's okay
Pyro's
with
a good guy.
He's okay with the pyromania.
And it's on again.
It's on again.
Pyro, you the real MVP.
So Pathos, are you okay with that quirk?
I don't really have a choice.
Okay. I'm just gonna let everybody know right now that I am forcing myself to eat a salad.
Proud of you.
I've never had a salad in my life. Because
Never?
I don't like lettuce. Lettuce actually makes me gag. So
Never had a spinach salad?
I'm eating a spinach salad right now.
There you
Here
go.
we can.
They're good.
You can also have a cabbage salad.
Cabbage is
It's
even
a lot
worse.
tougher. It's a lot tougher, but I like cooked cabbage a lot better than I like raw cabbage. Because raw cabbage tastes like like a radish.
Raw cabbage, or not raw cabbage, cooked cabbage, if it's done right, tastes really good. Like, you have to put some ham hocks in there and some bacon bits. But,
Just add a whole bunch of unhealthy stuff and it tastes
well,
better.
I mean,
I feel
yeah,
like you could say that with
there's that
every-
aspect to it, but, just, you don't even necessarily have to have the ham or the bacon in there. It's just the stock, some type of stock to go with it, usually will help.
I prefer to use chicken broth.
I feel like I'm eating a sandwich without bread. Because there's ham, egg, and cheese on this.
That's
So it's
pretty
a
much
Cobb salad.
I don't know. I don't eat salad. I mean, I am right now, but
And as far as cooked cabbage, I'm sorry, cooked cabbage has a natural sweetness to it, man.
I think it smells like
it's
ass.
nice.
Yeah, the smell's not great. Tastes is
Bub!
fine, though.
Why
By
are
the
you
way,
complaining?
it
You
is-
eat ass.
No, I
It is
don't.
currently Wild Magic's still currently on.
It
if
is.
anyone wants to counter it.
As it stands, Wild Magic is on. I'm going to give you guys one more minute, and then we're going to kick this off with Wild Magic.
Yeah, for the record, no one needs to burn their rep on me. Just, the other reason that I spent all of mine, I knew I couldn't win. It's just I wanted to burn down as many rep as I could. So
That's so fucking funny.
Just remember, people, you come here to watch the game. If
If I
everybody
wasn't-
dies,
Sid,
Whole
come
new game.
on. You may not
If
know
I-
me, but you should know better than that.
He'll use it. It'll go well.
I'll use it. I may not be happy about it, but I'll use it.
I think you know
Yeah,
who Sib is.
Yeah.
It's Shadow and Blue.
Yeah, in that case, you really should.
I still like the idea of I don't know. I want to see the forest one come up again. Now that you're mega powered.
Now that we're not in an enclosed space.
Yeah, now that I can't be fucking pushed up against the ceiling, I'll be much more okay with it.
Okay. So, after you defeated these nerds on the beach, you stumbled into something. There was some intrigue in the game. Let's talk about that briefly. What'd you guys stumble into?
There was a murder mystery on the beach.
Or it was a statue.
It's not much of a murder mystery. We murdered them.
Not a whole lot of mystery there.
But, are we talking about the large statue without a head?
Oh, yeah.
It was a large statue without a head.
Yeah, sure, but not at the same time.
Okay.
Can I give everyone a +3 enchanted item of their choice? If you can afford it, yeah.
He's still got a lot of rep. I don't know if that's enough, but he's got a lot.
I don't have a choice. If you want to
The
throw
the statue was of Naphtatoran, right?
Mhm.
War general
Right.
led the attack on Cauldron and Red Gorge.
And as it happened, while dying, one of the gnolls more or less stated that he was back.
For
It was
3
hard
people?
shell through all the gurgling blood, but that's what we got out of it.
And glitter.
For 3 people, to give them all a +3 item of their choice, it would be 60,000 reputation.
Ew.
I still don't know what Jekko put into the game.
chakram.
He wanted a chakram.
Yeah, but I got, like, no
But what
details on it.
kind?
Yeah, that's about it though.
But
Yeah, I can read you the
I'm-
details off my character sheet if you want. Just saying.
I mean, he might want to curse it.
I mean, if he wants to,
You know-
that's fine.
It hurts you every time you say a question. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh wait, no. Every time it returns in a random orifice.
I don't typically hate my questions as much as I hate yours, though, so I think I'd be okay.
Also, Naphtatoran was a demon general.
Yes, he was.
Of one of the demon gods.
He was
Who led one of the first.
Glabrezu?
Yeah, he was a Glabrezu, and he led one of the first attacks on Cauldron.
Yeah,
That's
it
one
was
thing.
pretty important.
He was basically an overgrown Pokemon.
Yeah, he was like a Groudon though.
Basically, we're on a search for a Pokeball now. We're gonna find it somewhere in the woods.
You need to find a Master Box.
I mean, I don't think that's accurate. Yeah. Ronald doesn't smile. Ronald doesn't smile. He doesn't believe in smiling until you catch him in a really, really bad pun, and he realizes
You
that it's
just
equally as
gotta-
bad.
You're just gonna like
Until he
set him up
starts
for a
telling
pun
stories about
about
his
anime
ex-wife.
kitties and everything.
Yeah,
always
when
that
he
when
says
he's
a pun, you want to end life. That's when he smiles.
So the one that you had before, it was just shocking returning, right?
Yeah, +1.
Shocking return, yeah.
Shocking.
Is this the game with the limp dick? This is not.
I mean,
Do we have none of us?
No, that was
Look,
panic.
they make blue pills for you, man. You're fine.
No, he's talking about the character. Well, it's okay. It's okay.
Fuck you, Sloth. It's just a game with Limp Dick? Sniper? Shut up.
yeah, Skype is our video conferencing program at the moment.
We actually use Zeus. They have a pretty good
Jesus Christ.
They have a really good video. Oh my lord.
Someone got such a his spaghetti.
If you're picking one of the +3, just throw me some boots. I don't know what to pick. I'm bad at picking.
Zio, that's... What?
I think that's for
You
the
wanted-
+3 of everyone's
You
choice.
wanted a +3 for everybody.
Yeah, that's 60,000.
Oh,
But he
well
just
then.
gave us 100,000, so I'm
You
thinking
keep-
he's giving us something
Keep the
extra.
change. You need it.
We tried using Skype in our campaign, and it muted the music from Roll20. Any advice on getting around
That
that?
is weird.
It shouldn't do that.
The only thing I could think about is if you go into your communications on your sound settings, you can turn off. There's
Attenuation.
there's a setting that will turn all your volume down by like 80% if you're using Skype. You can turn that off, and that should fix that.
Well, there's actually a setting where it will, I think, mute completely any other sound coming.
Is it
if someone
if
is
you're in
talking at the
Skype?
time. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you have any constant background sound coming from like a fan or someone, then it would permanently keep everything else.
Yeah, and in a
Yeah.
call with like 5 or 6 people, it's bound to happen.
Yeah.
No problem, man.
The one that they're talking about with the noise, I believe, is on Skype, but the one I'm talking about is the one that's in the Windows sound itself.
You can get to it either way because Skype basically just links you to the Windows setting for it.
Oh,
It's, I think
does it?
under your sound panel. If you go there, you can probably get to it.
But there is a way to do it. Fear not.
Oh, wait. So he's just giving it. So he's just giving 5 people a +3 item.
No,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
60k to give 5 people plus 3 items.
Plus 3.
You did say that it was +3 to 3 people.
I mean, if you want to give us the extra 40k, I can give you a list.
No.
I got some shopping lists for some potions.
Yeah, let me link you to Jerrod's Amazon page.
Yes, geriatrics Amazon page. No! This isn't like a fucking shop at do it. No, it's not happening like that. Get the fuck out of here.
So give them back 40k. And then all is good.
So how much would it be for a +4 for everybody then?
More
I know
than
it's
he's got.
I know it's exponential, but
It would be
It's just, an extra 10,000.
120,000.
I only needs 20,000 more.
You can do it.
Oh! Alright, he's populating the dungeon.
No.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Oh!
Stop that.
No!
Do something else besides that.
There was actually, like, you could tell he was legitimately upset about that. What?
Oh
No.
So wait, is he giving us the armor and populating the dungeon, or is
Yes.
he just populating
All of the
Okay.
above.
So it's the 600, or the 60 is for us, the 40 is for monsters.
Yep.
In short,
Yes.
he's going to give us some really cool shit if we survive.
Face spiders. Boom.
All right, I summoned 12 more face spiders just to fight Jerrod.
So, he's put in a creature. A tough creature, actually. A very tough creature.
Disproportionate strength.
Very strong. No, there's no face spiders. You guys, in the meantime, can start looking for +3 gear. Just one item
Okay.
of your
Do we have
choice.
do we have to like?
It's not going to go on your character right now.
Okay, that's what I was making sure. It's gonna be like we find it, but this is our choice.
Personally speaking, I just want to go back to town and find out this blacksmith was badass and went ahead and not only fixed his armor, but upgraded it.
I just want Pathos's heart.
Yeah, that wasn't gay at all.
What's wrong with that?
That's a microaggression. How dare you?
It's, I mean, it was already decided at this point that wild magic was on board. You can't just do like a sneaky sneak and come in and take it off, unfortunately. So, Pyro, I'm going to go ahead and give that back to you, man.
Like where your head was at, but that's just not fair.
Yeah, it's a little cheater face.
Look, I'm okay with not fair. It's just Bub that isn't. So you don't direct all your anger towards him.
I'm super fair. Thank you very much.
Super fair, super fair, super fair.
Where
Okay.
can I'm trying to find. Do you guys have a page?
No problem,
Are you looking at-
Savage. No problem, bud.
One link
Page?
Yeah.
For
For the +3.
Well, I mean, for a +3 item, you're basically just talking weapons or armor. You can't like have a
That's what I thought.
+3 ring of protection or anything like that.
That's what I
Oh, wait a
thought.
minute.
I just don't know where to actually. I don't do armor mods.
D20 on D20 PFS PFSRD.
It's the magic items page, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
This one.
All right, cats. Now that we've spent all that time trying to make that happen, let's make this happen. Let's make the game go. We're gonna fire this off. You guys still have a good amount of time to make some things happen, so do it. Do it to it.
So, with that having been said, Jerrod is going to take a long, hard look at the statue because he notices it looks familiar.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
at that point, he is going to reach into his bag, which was once Cicada's bag,
All right.
to pull out this tablet that he remembers getting from the Temple of Glibdepulp,
Yes.
which I'm sure I screwed up again. At which point, yeah, he's going to flag down, old man Klaus. I think I know where we're at.
Oh yeah.
My mom always said I was going to be a failure, but I know where we're at.
I don't see how having a general sense of direction. You know what? Go ahead. Where do you think we are?
At this point, he's going to just kind of like hold up the tablet and just be like, "We're here. The start of the path."
Can I grab the boat if it's not already drifted away from us?
It's
boat-
gonna be sinking.
The boat, yeah,
Get
is
hit with it.
there's very little of it that seems to be remaining afloat, and your oars actually drifted down the Red River. So you guys should be able to see this now. I've passed out
Yeah.
for everyone to see. If you flip your head to the side, I'm not actually sure how to rotate this.
I just gotta snap my neck right into place.
Yeah. Either way, if you tilt your head to the side, you can see that there is the river. You found the headless demon.
I appreciate the face on the headless demon.
Okay.
This is directly out of the book. So
I'm not criticizing. I love it. It's great.
there is a place called Home, the Knoll Path, Round Cave, and then Vaprek's voice, whatever that might be.
And they're real descriptive.
There's gnolls
creative
here,
with their
and we
names.
found a headless demon, so I think we've got a good idea of where we are. And also, there's a river that we just got off of.
For once, Jerrod, I think you might actually be right. You won't hear me say that too often.
Can you call me son when you do that?
No.
I may look old.
Son,
I'm
salute.
still young enough to be your son.
But you got the long hair and everything, and just say it like Deia, or better yet, Deia, could you?
Why don't you just go and fuck yourself?
Just like Mom used to say.
Damn it.
Pathos, you're bearing witness to whatever this amalgamation of your allies actually is. Seem to be acting a bit off kilter even, but their intentions are still very much on sight.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Looking back at the boat, doesn't really look like we're gonna get much back from it at this point.
I feel like you would almost assume you'd have better luck by felling a few
Finding-
trees and trying to build something yourself. Plus, the river only bleeds downstream from here, and it's a decently fast current.
Yeah.
We can
So,
swim it.
kind of taking a note on that, I'll look back to start searching the bodies, and even the skeleton pit that's right there is. Do these things have any semblance of currency on them that I would recognize, like any gold, coppers?
These things were
Even
picked
things
clean.
Okay.
There are very few markers that would let you believe that some of these aren't human, but courtesy of some of the general anatomical differences, obviously, like with dwarves, you're going to see wider rib cages, broader shoulders, maybe like a huge pelvic arch, but there's nothing outside of a few of those types of details that are going to let you even believe that it could be anything other than some kind of humanoid. But it all looks mostly human.
But there's no like precious metals or anything in this pit, right? It's just a semblance of bones.
Correct. There's not even there's not even like a linen here. There's no clothing, nothing.
What about on the gnolls themselves? Do they have any like talismans that or any specific markings and stuff on them that we might be able to recognize to kind of get any more info off of them?
That's a great question. Let me take a look. there's an appendix for this, and I will tell you in just a moment.
Well, we should definitely be able to see at least one of their appendixes.
A little different. You know, heart's in the right place.
But shh.
Yeah. Still an idiot.
They still let me play?
For now. The moment we find someone better, you're gone.
First my dad, now you.
I know, right?
The betrayal.
Okay.
There's something called the Vest of the Cockroach.
Let's see. Looking. Do you go through each of them specifically?
Yeah, like I'm trying to be as thorough as possible.
Okay. Going over their belongings and kind of piling them up together. Obviously, not all of this is of quality. On top of that, it's a size category larger than you guys. You find that there are several long swords. There is one great axe. There appears to be at least one longbow that has a masterwork rating, you can tell. That's just from quickly looking over it. And in your line of work, it's not all too uncommon for you to identify something that is of value. You know, it's like separating the wheat from the chaff. You've got kind of a knack for it.
But I mean, it being a size category larger, travel with it would be kind of a hindrance, wouldn't it?
Yes. You will find that there is...
Oh, I also have the passive magic magic detection on, so if there's anything that's glowing on them, I should be able to see it as well.
You will find what looks to be like a medium-sized water skin, but there is some kind of black ichor that runs the lid and the rim of this. It's a bit of a foul smell.
I'll I guess kind of remove the water skin a bit and kind of like pour some off to the side, like on a rock or something. See if I can see what the actual consistency is. Maybe if it's possibly like oil or something else.
As you remove the lid to this water skin and you kind of douse the stone nearest you, the way that it languidly it pools up and then slowly kind of seeps in osmosis into the stone, it stains it. And the smell is something that you're not quite all too familiar with, but you think you've seen it before.
Can I do like an intelligence check? I wouldn't know what knowledge that would fall under for something like this.
Give me a knowledge nature. Or if anyone else has a knowledge nature here, you guys can do that as well.
Yeah, I don't have nature, unfortunately.
I'll give you an untrained check on it based on the substance, if you'd like to.
8. No.
Yeah, you're not entirely sure.
Well, wait, is this a kind of substance that I might find in dungeons more primarily?
You would-
Caves and the like?
Let me take a quick look.
I.e., is this something that I could go ahead and get away with a dungeoneering check?
I'm attempting to give that to you, but I kind of want to know a bit more about it first.
Oh, that's fine.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm not going to go ahead and make an untrained knowledge check because me fighter, me dumb.
It's not because you're a fighter.
God.
Man, y'all rude.
I just blame his mom for it. It'd be good.
You know, there might be someone here that could tell you a bit more about it, given his background.
I'm not a him, so you know it's not me.
Maybe somebody who deals with odd materials all the time?
Looking back over to the group, I'll call over. If one of you isn't too busy admiring the scenery around us, I'm trying to figure out what this black ichor is, and I'll like kind of have it protrude again from the rock, onto the rock, so that way they can see what it is.
Sure. Is there anyone that you're specifically speaking to? Because
I'm calling all of them. Like I'm turning around, calling to them.
I'm gonna look up and just glance over, and then just look back down and keep working on my arm because it doesn't matter to me.
I'm gonna take a walk over to him. I'm gonna look at it real good. Like,
Does it burn?
is it cool to look at real good? Like with what I now realize is a knowledge nature check.
Yeah, you are not unfamiliar with this. It's just something that you don't often come into contact with. Son, this is actually adder venom. It's black adder venom.
After looking at it along the rock, I'm going to turn to Pathos and say, "This is snake venom. It's probably from an adder."
Black adder's venom. Would I know that? Kind of saying the words aloud, like would I know more or less what that poison's done?
Yeah, you've got a fairly good idea.
All right.
It's definitely venomous.
Then it seems I've hit somewhat of a jackpot, as they would say. Give me just a second, and I'm going to start rummaging through my things. I need to see if I actually have something I can store this with.
It's crudely stored here in this, but it's definitely you can tell it's what they were using to tip their arrows.
Okay.
I don't like that.
But we're good, right?
Upon realizing, would it be crazy for me to realize that that's probably what they've been tipping arrows with?
Definitely.
Would that be? Yeah. Would I? Realizing that, I'm gonna check my wounds really quick. It's just real quick.
Okay.
You've already been sealed shut.
Yeah, just gonna check, make sure there's not,
It looks fine. It looks fine. Realistically, this venom would have very minimal effect over the lot of you. The DC for saving against black adder venom is very low. It would take you guys narrowly failing your saves. I don't even think it can affect Deia.
Unlikely.
What's your fortitude base?
Actually, being a paladin, she's immune to poison.
That too.
Yeah, if it's a poison,
Fortitude base is 6.
And
I have more
Sun's-
fortitude than
with
you.
a 6 mist mod because
And-
of my charisma mod.
I know Jerrod's is high.
Mine would be a 13 against it because it's poison.
Klaus, what's your
I would-
fortitude save?
Base or total?
Base.
Base is 3.
What's your
Not
total?
high. 5. Also not high.
We look over, Klaus is dying slowly.
Yeah, I would have a base of 3 with a total of 4 on that.
Okay, so it could have affected you guys, but there was particularly one that was firing, and I'm not going to worry about it right now just because it was so low. But yeah, you probably would have come across this.
Okay, so it would be like... So this venom's like if it had consistent like applications, then it would become an issue, right?
Definitely. First bite for you probably wouldn't make much of an impact. But you can tell that if this was clearly trailing through your veins, if it was blazing its own path, then it would certainly cause a huge problem.
Okay.
I'll pass off the details in the Discord so you can see it.
No
There
problem
is black adder venom.
Neat. I like it.
Okay. All right, cats. Remember, luck
so-
rerolls coming in at every 5. So at 225, they'll get their first luck reroll of the night.
Bub, question.
They're gonna need them.
For the armor, can it be boots, or does it have to be like a chest piece?
It's not armor. It's a +3 magical anything.
Does that include wondrous items?
It tends to lead to something that you can place upon your body within reason. It's got to come down to a certain gold cost. So find a couple of things that you like, and I'll find one that I can approve.
Yeah, but a wondrous item is not completely out of the question.
It just depends on if it's a minor wondrous item.
Yeah, it's obviously not going to grab like the highest one, but
sure.
like, okay, just making sure.
Yeah, we can talk about it. We can talk about it. No problem. Okay.
So seeing the black adder venom, I'll pull up my rapier, and I'll slowly start like twisting it around the venom, and then pouring it as I go to coat it completely into it.
Okay.
I will also do the same thing with my my dagger of returning. I'll also pull that, and I'll also start spitting that into the black adder venom as well. And then
I know that there are rules about using venoms and stuff like that, and using poisons. But it's not something that I have off the top of my head. Dandersy, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate that. Welcome to the fam. You're officially a Bubscriber. Welcome to the Bub Club.
What do you mean? Like, what I'm doing right now isn't going to work, or?
Well, there are challenges. You can't just be like, well, I just coat my weapon.
I don't accidentally poison myself or anything like that. I have a proficiency to do this.
Is it because of your race?
Race and class. I have poison use.
Oh, well then that works out well. Never mind.
Yeah. So I start coating them carefully, and then once I finish with that, I'll turn back over to Sunn.
Gotcha.
By chance, would you happen to have a small vial?
I will just gladly look down on my chest and pull one of my iron vials out and hand it to him.
Thank you. And then I'll kind of grab onto it with my 2 fingers, and then I'll start scooping it in slowly, and then like kind of twisting at the same time, since it's kind of like a thick fluid, to keep it from like spilling out as I scrape it up. And then once I do, I'll cap it and I'll put it on like a belt loop, or I guess a bandolier loop on my my coat.
Gotcha. Okay. Sounds good. Now that this has happened, what would you guys like to do next?
Look back over to the wilderness to see if there's a trail leading into it.
Well, personally speaking, I'm going to go ahead and look to Klaus. Do you remember anything about what this says on the tablet?
A very minimal amount, but I can certainly plumb the depths of my memory.
Please do, please do.
Let's see if I have additional details on the plating as well.
Because I'm not positive that I took notes on it.
It was pretty important, but let's see what I have based off of the material.
Yeah, I didn't write down shit on this.
Yeah, because that was one of the sessions that you died.
Well, this is the same hegemonic plate we had before, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, this is the exact same one, yes.
So I had the opportunity to write something down. I just didn't.
I praise your honesty, sir. Wish more people were like that.
Yeah, I had the opportunity, I just failed to do so.
Then your recollection is hazy at best. You just try to, knowing that you kind of like, you flubbed here, you look to the information and try to string together a thought on it. Like, let's hear what your interpretation is of the hegemonic plate.
Let me pull the image back up.
And I'll bring this back up again for anybody that's watching at home. Blow it up as large as it can
Plate,
be.
hegemonic, pretty cool.
Alright, let's do this.
It's about these... So what it is, right?
So, you see, what happened was, there was this dude, right? And he had like 6 arms. And...
He was mad crazy with the bitches.
Exactly, they loved him. He was great. He was like a giant walking spider. but humanoid-ish. So he chronicled his evil doing, as it seems. His slave driving, as it were, you might call it today.
Is that evil, or is that just a crime of the time?
Pathos, you also have you have visibility of the hegemonic plate, so at any point you could potentially step in here and view what might be going on.
Would there be any potential for
I
this
can just see it now. Pathos steps in. Man, you guys are retarded. It says for Great Domino's Pizza, dial.
I mean, I don't have a history. I'm not like a history major, so I would appraise it for its value more or less than anything else. What metal is it made from?
It's made of
Pretty sure it's
silver. It's silver.
Oh, that's nice. I'll look at the markings then on it. Is there any language that I might know of?
Oh man, give me a linguistics check.
We believe in you.
What'd you
I
get?
do recall
24?
it's crude.
That's so close. That is so close. If you had a luck
Can I give
reroll,
him an inspiration?
you could give him your inspiration. You could.
Alright, I'm gonna roll him a +4. Want me to roll it?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me what you add.
4.
Very good. It's ogre. It's ogre. There's not really much recorded from ogre. This is actually, it's arcane wrapped ogre.
So this is orc. I can read that.
No, they're not orcs. This is very
Ogre.
different. This is a different lineage. You may have encountered someone that might be able to read this, but this is not an orc.
No, this is an ogre. So sort of like the guy who used to be a rabbit.
Oh, okay. Let's
Shrek.
see.
Wait, did he ever get out of that rabbit?
He was also a half giant.
He may have escaped the Church of St. Cuthbert. No one really knows what
Alright.
happened to him.
So
Yeah,
kind
since
of
we left, he'd just been
kind of them having like hovering around it, kind of taking a look. I'll like kind of lean up and go. The language is ogre. It's crude enough to be seen from here.
Ogre.
Yes.
Did anyone else know they could write?
It might be a bit sophisticated for you, Jerrod.
Oh, question. I have comprehend languages on. Would I be able to translate it?
Potentially, yeah. You might be able to potentially. You may be able to glean enough information that you could sort of tell what's happening in these pictures.
I will do that then, since I still have the spell active.
Sure. It's weird because this is written in a language of magic, but it's written by ogres and their understanding of magic as being told from a deity. So it's like this hegemonic plate is like the last guy in a line of the game of telephone. And
okay.
he's trying to deliver. They're obviously trying to tell you a story, but it's challenging. Sirio, thank you so much for the resub, brother. That's so kick-ass of you. 5 months in a row, man. Thank you so much. But essentially, from the depiction of the plate, it calls this six-armed man a spellweaver. He is of the ogre race, and he is a spellweaver. And from the depiction, you can see that they enslaved people to work for them. The bottom half of the hegemonic plate shows the slave drivers ushering them, carrying slabs, stones, forcing them to build something. The second is a depiction of the ogre spellweavers offering their slaves what you can just barely make out as an elixir called amaranth, or amaranthe. And their slaves are capable of feats beyond normal human capabilities. So where before they were struggling to carry the stones, now they're Kurt Russell super soldiers, and they're lifting these things above their head with ease. And the last depiction is the home of the spellweavers from what the slaves have built.
Yeah, Jared's just gonna kind of be like licking his lips and be like, So that
And
looks
you said the elixir name was
Amaranth.
It's like
Amaranth.
yeah,
Sorry.
it's like Amara with NTH at the end.
Okay, so well, given the context of what I'm looking at, it appears that this creature right here is supposed to be that of an ogre with, well, apparently 6 arms, and the description of it is calling it that of a spellweaver. The substance above it is known as amaranth. That elixir of some sort, I guess, gives them some. Let me see. Hold on. And then you see him kind of drag his hand down. Okay. Huh. Well, right here, it's a depiction of how the slaves themselves didn't have the necessary strength to perform these feats for building whatever this monolith up here at the top is. But when they were given this amaranth, they were bolstered with such power that the feat itself became feasible, I guess, to say the least. And then up here at the depiction above is either some monument to this spellweaver or the home that the spellweavers themselves now live in. But other than that, it's the lettering's crude. Even that's for ogres. It's hard to read. And then like the spell starts fading and kind of like twinges his eyes. He's like, ugh. Yeah, that's about it.
So you're saying that these guys had potions?
A potion that could give anyone who drank it untold strength. But question: the hegemonic plate isn't broken, right? Or it is?
It's not.
Like,
it does not look to be broken. No.
Okay.
And what you're seeing when you said that he's holding it above his head, the second picture on the left-hand side, the middle image, what looks to be like a spout that's dropping that fluid, that is the amaranth elixir. What he's holding above his head on the right is different. That's not amaranth elixir.
Oh, okay. My bad. But the thing is I don't know. I don't know what the potion does. And we have a specialist here who might be able to decipher what the formula actually is, but until then, it's nothing more than history. And then he'll kind of like
let's find this temple. Guys, let's go. Come on. Yeah.
You see, the thing is, though, this speaks of all the good things, and like most medicines, it doesn't talk about the side effects immediately. There might be another one of these tablets somewhere that speaks of all the bad that comes with it. I mean,
yeah.
Kind of points over to the gnolls.
Keep that in mind. Let's go.
They might be an example of that. I mean, I've seen gnolls in my day, and I've dealt with quite a few of them rather easily, but
yeah, Jerrod's
the first that I've
just
seen.
Like tuned him out at this point. He's just walking down the path.
It appears that the fighter has decided to move down the path. He's heard something that's piqued his interest, and he's going with complete and total disregard. He does not heed your warning.
I will follow behind him. Intrigued as well about the thought of a potion of strength.
Jerrod's just an addict, man. He's just heard potions and he's like, "Oh man, I got my fix."
Well, the thoughts running through Sunn's head is the fact that this sounds a lot like the mutagen, but a much greater scale. Especially if it can be used on other people. So, very interested.
Anything that'll go ahead and make Jerrod swole.
I'll look over to Sunn as he starts walking by. Big man doesn't seem too observant. Might want to keep an eye on him before he falls into a trap out there.
I'll make sure to stand at least 10 feet behind him then. I'm gonna continue walking.
Okay.
He'll kind of give like a half-hearted bow to it. Master Klaus, are you going to stay on the beach and enjoy the view, or are you coming with?
Since you mentioned it.
You honestly forgot what you were doing there. There was a brief lapse in and your mental capability. You were just there, and the sound of the water running just took you to a different place.
Well, clearly I'm going to play it off as if I knew what I was doing the entire time, and if you don't mind, I actually was enjoying the view quite a bit here, so maybe you loud folk can go on ahead, and I'll catch up eventually.
I thought he was supposed to be a boy. Can you just follow along? Lady Deia, this way, if you will.
I'm gonna stick with the old man just to make sure he doesn't get caught by any trees.
Very well.
What?
And then...
Oh, trees.
Yeah.
What did you think?
There is some odd association that people have with me and me using trees as an evil device, a plot device in my games. I don't
we just
honestly
got caught with tree spears, and that's what I was implying.
It all
just-
started
not like
with the
wanting
Wizard of
willows.
Oz.
It all started with the original Harry Potters.
the gold.
All I gotta say is, yeah, Karami. It really depends on if they run into any vampires. Okay, that seems to be like the one I do not deal with. But yeah, it would figure that Klaus would go ahead and manage to contract Alzheimer's because of the body.
Contract? I've had this all along.
It's,
Had what all along?
it's only explainable now because he has an old body. Poor fella. Okay.
Yeah, after, I guess after that, we'll, I'll be second. Oh, you know what? No, I need to make sure that they don't fall on anything. So I'll, try to go catch up to Jerrod and make sure that, he doesn't fucking set something off.
Okay. Completely incompetent individual. I see how it is.
It's not wrong.
You're not wrong, Rabashaw.
Yeah, I just happen to be tough enough to survive being an idiot.
Okay. Well, gents, as you tend to lead yourselves deeper and deeper into the jungle. Let me see if I have any jungle ambiance. I think that's going to be super fitting for this.
Is it Toto?
When I catch up to him, I want to start keeping my focus on like the floor and like the trees and stuff, making sure there's no like lifted dirt or like rope and stuff that is kind of being kept around to set anything off.
Okay. All right. I think I found something suitable.
It's actually Guns N' Roses, not Toto.
Okay. You guys will end up walking for about an hour, hour and a half before you end up stumbling upon something that it's a bit more of a larger outcropping, and from the looks of the hegemonic plate, it appears that it may just be this home. That being said, whomever inscribed the hegemonic plating knew the language very well, or at least the language of these ogres. Would they also know Common? Maybe was this Tercival? Because Tercival sold this to Tyget, if you recall. Whoever inscribed this in the back of the hegemonic plating, they kind of knew what they were doing. Do you stop? Do you alert the people around you? What do you do?
Yeah, I'll kind of put my hand in front of Jerrod to kind of signal him to stop, and then I'll look back to everyone else and I'll put my hand up to keep quiet. I want to do a perception to see if I can hear any chatter or any like cackling from hyena or the gnolls, like hyena laughs and shit.
Okay. No, you don't really hear anything over the sounds of the jungle itself. It seems that everything is as nature has intended it.
Alrighty. I'll go into stealth, or I'll attempt to stealth and start kind of easing my way forward and keeping my eyes peeled to make sure there's no movement going around.
Jerrod, Deia, Sunn, Klaus, you guys can see that Pathos has taken a very different kind of stance. His approach to things are not as if pushing off the swaths of lower branches and leaves that seem to kind of fall in his path, more so as if something may have alerted him.
Yeah, seeing this, Jared's going to be kind of looking up the path towards where he imagines his potions are, and just kind of pull his sword off his back and start following behind Pathos.
We'll try to follow behind.
With all the grace of a bull in a china shop.
Yet again, standing at least 10 feet behind Jerrod, I'm gonna try and follow behind.
Well, you guys know exactly where you are in marching order. It's up to you cats to make this so. Remember, you're going to have some canopy cover from above. There's not going to be a lot of light that's shining through. There is a bit of an open path. It looks like it's recently been utilized. There's nothing in the way of prints, at least visibly so, but the area has been worn down from years of use.
Alrighty. I'll stick to some of the foliage on the left side to keep myself a little better hidden from anything that might be off in the open.
Sure.
Do you want me to make my stealth roll right now?
Yes, please.
33.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You seem to move with the way that the branches naturally bend. You duck under cover. You've seemingly stumbled upon the mouth of a cave. Can't seem to get much of a good look in there.
Okay. I'll look around, kind of just get one more kind of view to make sure there's no one at the mouth of the cave, or kind of, I guess, trying to peer down in our open area, and then I'll start walking across towards the mouth of the cave.
Sure.
When I get to the mouth of the cave, I want to give myself like a few minutes, so the light blindness kind of leaves my eyes.
Okay.
And I want to see if I can see anything going forward.
See if you can pass your token through that barrier, that light barrier.
Oh shit! Yeah, I can.
Okay.
By the way,
I love how the first words out of his mouth was "oh shit."
It's just the way that light works, and
It literally goes from not working to completely working.
yeah.
So yeah,
Terrifying.
as I make my way across, I'll signal for everyone else to hold, so that way I can observe the cave to make sure there's nothing there.
Red, why did you move into the cave? You're not supposed to see. That's the point of the light barrier.
No, I was going back and forth because it's a weird effect of it.
By the way, Bob, I don't have any sight on my token. Can't see shit.
Oh, okay. Give me just a moment.
I would also try and be a little bit on the stealthier side, so that if we do get attacked from behind, hopefully it attacks, like, not me first.
Wait, you can't see anything?
Not currently.
Can everybody else see?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, I
On the
can-
bottom
I've got-
left,
I've got good vision.
I mean, I'm hovered over my token. It's just I can't see shit.
Yeah, my token can only see as much as I can see, which is like right here. Let's see.
Okay. I wonder if it's because... Hold on. Let me see if something's on here.
Do you want me to roll a stealth, Bub?
Here. I'm going to assume, given the canopy above, let's try this. How about that?
Hey, I can see things.
There we go. Very good.
However, now I also see him as a light source.
Yeah. Well, I'm
But
treating
yeah.
him as if he's used light on his staff at some point.
Alrighty.
You want to try doing that?
Going off of the. Are we cool to continue?
Yeah, you guys can
Okay.
continue, yes.
Signaling everyone to hold, I'll go into the cave little by little, kind of inching my way in to see if I can see what's in there.
Sure. When you finally let your eyes adjust as you move into this area, I'm assuming that you're still giving... Give me a stealth again, please.
26.
Sure, very good. And a perception?
$30.
Very good. As you move into this shallow cave, on the lower half of the hill, there is the corpse of an ogre. An odor emanates from the door, and it doesn't quite hit you until you steeple inside. You'll see that there are also skeletons of what looks to be a pair of half-devoured baboons. Off to the corner, to the back left corner, it looks as if some creature is resting. You can't quite make out entirely what it is, but it seems to be resting, and you go unnoticed.
Does the cave end in just this spot, or is there more to it?
The cave ends here, as far as you can tell.
Okay, so seeing that, I'll slowly turn around and make my way out.
Sure, go ahead. Remember, you're about 20 feet from the mouth of the cave.
Yeah. I'll kind of like signal everyone in, but like I put my hand over my lips to like shut the fuck up,
Okay.
and I'll like signal them to come forward. So, inside the cave there is a rather large creature. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's already had its fill of two animals.
What? I'm gonna need you to speak up a little bit.
I'll write it down later.
But did you get rid of my vision?
No, I took control of your character away from you.
I wasn't the one who was moving him. Someone else was moving him there. And then I was trying to put him back.
You
Then I
should-
lost vision of the world. The world is dark. I didn't know I'm playing a blind character.
Either way, there's.
Surprise, Listen.
It's up to you on how you guys want to handle this. We can either completely disregard the creature and deal with it at a later time, or not at all. Or we can go in and try and see what it actually wants, or kill it. I mean, there's possibilities.
I want to look into the cave's entrance with my eye open, my
Special
Google
eyes.
Glass on, and I want to see if I can detect anything evil in there.
Nothing?
Deia, what does your magic eye see? Something fucking.
I don't see anything in there.
Well, there is something in there. I just checked.
I meant nothing of evil descent. If it's a creature, it's not malicious intent. It might be some kind of dire animal, but I don't think it plans on hurting us unless it wants us for food.
Well, there's dead ogres in there as well, so
Self-defense?
very well.
Wait. So, dead ogres, and he'll kind of pull back the plate again. On the back it says home.
Home of what?
Well, one would assume home of ogre.
Not anymore.
So, the thing is, if the translation to this plate is correct, and this is the home of the ogres themselves, then there could be information in there that we could use. It would also provide us another way to make sure that we don't have a creature at our backs in the event we have to run from this place.
I mean, you were in there. Did you see anything worth looking at? I mean, give us the lay of the land here. I mean,
If there's anything in there, it's most likely sleeping on top of it or it's behind it.
go take a look.
Very well. And I'll make my way back over to the cave.
I'm gonna get
It just kind of turns to everyone else. Really, this guy?
I'm gonna get a bit closer to the entrance of the cave, but not enough that I trigger anything inside. Just enough that if he starts screaming, that I can be there for him.
Not close enough to trigger anything inside. I know exactly how close that is.
So,
All right.
tell me what you're trying to
I'm
do
gonna
here exactly.
Awake anything.
Get close enough to see if there's anything actually in the cave. Like, for instance, like another one of those tablets. If there's anything shiny that might be...
Sure, give me a new
value.
perception, please.
Shiny. There's spoons everywhere.
31.
Peering around, knowing that you're looking for something else that might stick out as an indicator as to location or what could happen next. The only thing that sticks out that's different is the cave wall behind you. It appears that there are some very crude drawings on the wall. A little bit more well-designed than like a caveman's drawing, but it depicts a path that is... it's very heavy in patrol of dogmen. And you can see the sun is shining very, very high above. Rays are kind of bleeding down on the path. And then during the evening, there is the exact same depiction, except there are no dogmen. You think it's the evening because there is no sun.
Okay. Can I take out...
Go ahead.
Can I take out a piece of paper? And I want to make my way towards the wall, and then I also have a charcoal stick. Would I be able to rub an abrasion?
No, it's not. It's not like it's carved. It's not like whittled into the stone. It's not carved. It appears to be like painted in different types of things.
Okay. So it's in the day. It's men with these beasts, and then at night it's the men without the beast being there.
Correct. So the path is packed when the sun is out, but when there is no sun, it appears that it's opposite in nature.
Okay. So I mean, kind of taking that, it would be one of those situations where it would be, I guess, either beneficial for us to travel by night, or it could be the other way around, where it's more beneficial for those creatures to be out at night to find people like us, correct?
That's in the eye of the beholder at this point. It's up to you to determine that.
Okay.
Not the actual beholder. Calm down.
No. Other than that, I mean, there's nothing else in here that kind of sticks out. Nothing near the beast itself that's sleeping or anything like that.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, there is something. And nearest the creature that is resting, it appears to have made some kind of a nest. There is various amount of snapped branches. It looks like there's grass that has been torn up and tossed in here. This creature, where it seems to be laying, it has like moss growing up over its body. Between what looks to be like almost a paw, it doesn't really look like a hand per se, but there are some of these enormous claws, like some of the biggest claws you've ever seen, period, on a creature. There appears to be some kind of brass instrument that is betwixt its claws, where it lies.
Can I sneak closer for a better look at what that brass instrument is?
Fuck it up!
You can try.
I will try.
Let's fucking bottle it, mate.
22.
How far would you like to move?
Like another, like, you guys, hold on. Is it scaled in here, like, for proper scaling?
Yeah.
Probably 15 feet right here?
Sure, that's fine. Since you've moved about 15 feet closer, you can see the creature sort of, it's like its stomach, its side, lifting and shifting with every depth of its breath. And as this is happening, it seems to kind of like flench its claws, like it's maybe potentially sort of in a dream, but you can tell that it's very much asleep. You can kind of see part of its face, and it doesn't really look to be like a bear, such as this token is depicting. Let me give you a better description.
God, Roland, I can't believe your brother's watching another stream.
That bastard.
Okay.
He's super into Pathos, sorry.
This creature has a very, like, almost semi-taut snout. There's not much, like, branching off of its face. It seems to be mostly flat. There is something that's risen near the front, but it does have what looks to be some sort of, like, brownish or blackish markings on its face, which would give it a bit more defining feature. There are some, like, bits of ivory that kind of branch off of its skin, but its skin seems to have a bit of an intense amount of moss that is attached to it. Where its fur is less inclined to be covered in moss, it's sort of a brownish black color.
It's like a troll, kind of, that I might be looking at?
No, it's not.
Okay, so this is some otherworldly shit. This brass instrument, does it look like it's like bound onto this creature?
It does not look
Or is
like
it
it's
like
bound.
holding
It sort of looks like it was potentially holding it, or maybe even playing with it, before it fell asleep.
Okay. Underneath its body, though, where the nest is there like bones and stuff? As I start getting closer, do I see?
No,
kind of like that?
there are no bones, nothing like that.
Okay. Kind of just give a nod and just be like, "I'll be back for that one day."
You
And
can
then
see.
I'll start turning.
You can see that it sort of looks as if the instrument ends just after its like claws sort of knuckle down. So feasibly, if you were quick enough, or if you were careful enough,
I could slide it away.
yes, you could. I think that Pathos would believe he's capable.
Yeah. So I'll continue to inch toward it then.
Sure, give me new stealth.
Yeah.
He just wants to get close so he can boop it.
21.
I'm gonna give it a listen to see if it's gonna hear you on that perception.
46.
I mean, I don't think so, but I still have to kind of take a look.
I prefer to assume the worst.
It does not have a great perception. Here we go. Nope.
Oh my lord.
Okay.
Nope, it is entirely unawares to you being there.
You could probably bang a few pots and still be sneaky.
2
No,
pots.
just walk
Take
up,
it.
kick it in the face,
Take a deep breath. I'm like,
and walk out.
I'm like, shooba-doop, dop-dop, dooba-dop-dop. Well, no, nothing. Okay.
Do listen roll.
So, as I get close to it, I'm pretty much at its face right now, right?
Yeah.
Does this thing look ogreish in nature? Like
No,
it's,
it doesn't. It doesn't
twisted?
really look like an ogre in nature. In fact, looking at it, it's kind of cute. Its face, it sort of looks like
Don't you just want it to maul you?
it sort of looks like Manny from Ice Age, or not
Oh,
Manny,
okay.
but what's his
Sid?
name? Sid. Yes,
Yeah,
it looks
Sid.
like Sid from Ice Age.
I
Okay.
thought you said it was cute.
He is in a way.
Since
All right. So seeing
Okay.
seeing
He's
that
about
it's
as cute as Ed.
that it's holding
Yeah.
on to this instrument of sorts, I will slowly start moving my hand toward it,
Okay.
and I'll place my hand on it. Any movement yet?
No, not that you can see. It's still just kind of breathing.
All right. I'm gonna take a 10 on this, so I take 8 hours, and I'm just gonna slowly slide.
Get the fuck out of here, guys.
No. If you take more than 10, 15 minutes, Jerrod would kind of walk up to the door and be like, "Yo, what's up?"
He walks out of the cave 10 hours later, zipping up his fly. All right, and we're good to go.
Guys, you know that he's taking some time. He slipped in. He said it's not a very big space, that something is in there, and probably a minute has gone by up to this point.
Do I hear screaming?
No.
I'm good.
Okay, I will do the sleight of hand to see if I can move it away from the big guy.
Before you do that, I would still like to give the other 3 people that are a part of your party an opportunity to respond.
No problem at all, yeah.
I'd like to, I would put my hand to the group and say, it's been some time. I'm gonna see what's up in there. And then I'd slowly inch my way into the doorway, because I know I'm the stealthiest of the group unless Klaus flies in, but, he's old and forgets things easily.
Yeah, but I'm still curious. It's only been 60 seconds or so since he's been in there.
Yeah.
So,
I just want to keep pulling tricks on Klaus, just like, Klaus, you reach into your pocket and you find a banana and you wonder how it got there.
I'm gonna float over behind Deia.
Sure.
While nibbling on his free potassium.
Hey, wait up for me.
Klaus, as you go near the cave, you feel your dentures start to slip out a bit.
Pathos, give me a perception, please.
$33.
You can hear movement behind you.
I'll turn around, and then I'll kind of just put my hand up and then kind of do this.
When you guys enter into the cave, it looks like he's stepping upon this large creature. Incredibly large, comparatively to himself, a meager dark elf, excuse me. When you see him, he looks back, and his eyes are kind of wide up to this point, and he gives you that shrug of his fingers, like, no, back away.
My cataracts are getting to me. I can't quite see that far.
Are dark
Oh
dwarves
God!
a
If
thing?
ever there was a time.
Yeah, they're called Dwargar.
Beautiful.
Deia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't do much once I saw him put up the hand signal, as long as I know he's not, dead.
Dead.
Pathos.
I would just
As you're kind of looking back to them and you're giving them that finger shrug, like get the fuck out of here, go, stop, leave. You hear a noise behind you. You hear a. Do you look back?
Yeah, I'll turn around.
The creature's head is lifted off the ground and its eyes are closed, but it appears to be yawning. And its mouth is like completely agape. And you see these rows of very awkward, some jagged, some to be like completely flat, but it's yawning, and the smell that's emitting from its mouth is just disgusting. Give me a fortitude save.
For some reason, when you said that he turned around, all I can imagine was him turning around with just a look of disgust, like, what the fuck was that?
16.
You just barely. You know what? In fact, it's so close. I'm going to give you an even or odd.
Ooh.
Even?
Odd.
Oh.
Pathos, the smell hits you and you start to kind of gag. Just the smell of this creature, it's enough to turn your stomach. You feel like your right eye's beginning to furl as you're trying to stifle down this muck and mire that it's emitting, and the hair on your face, what little is actually there, is starting to rise, and it's just like
You're starting to get
Dire
that Forrest Whitaker eye going on.
Dire halitosis is the worst halitosis.
I'll try to work a little quicker then to see if I can get this thing to...
don't touch it yet.
If I can slide this this brass object away from him.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand.
Ooh.
32.
When you lean down and you grab at this brass instrument, the moment that you do so, his arm stretches out, and he actually releases the brass instrument, and he slowly puts his arm around your lower legs and begins pulling you into him.
I'm gonna acrobatics away from that.
Good luck.
Give him the face. This can only go bad.
So if he like tries
He
to do
tries
it,
to
like
grab
I'll
you
do like
by
a,
the leg,
I'll do
backflip.
like a tumble, like off the like little like I guess is it elevated a little bit?
It's like there's a slight elevation, yes.
Yeah, I'll try to use that momentum to kind of like roll away from it. 25.
That's really, really good. Really good, actually. As he attempts to put his arm around you to kind of like pull you in, not even aware that you're there, he's just stretching.
Yeah.
You manage to like standing backflip with this instrument over his arm, and he brings it back in, and he just kind of curls back up. And a part of you thinks that it's oddly adorable.
When I saw this creature and saw the yawn, I would cover my mouth and under my breath and say, "It's adorable."
All right. I'll slowly start like backstepping away from him.
Deia,
How far did I roll away from him?
Yeah.
Like 10 feet?
about like 5, 6, 7, 8 feet, something like that. It wasn't very far. It was just enough for you to get out of the way. Deia, this looks like a spiny sloth, but you've never seen one this big. Like, this is the size of a bear. Easy.
Are his movements even like that sluggish? I was gonna ask. Was he like moving that like slow?
Bro is asleep. What do you expect him to be, a marathon runner?
I don't know. It's some things move all fucking fast from there.
Yep, he's asleep and he just yawns, and then with lightning speed, he removes your legs from your body.
You look down and your legs are just gone.
He's all you activated my trap.
For the record, I'm using the dire bear token because they don't make a dire sloth.
I'm pretty sure there's a PSFRD for it, but I don't think there's actually an image.
There is not. There's not, unfortunately.
I'll
For all you young
Start.
aspiring artists out there.
I'll start backing away. Once I've gotten away from him.
As Pathos begins to get closer to me, I'm gonna like whisper, but a little bit louder. Pathos, can we keep it?
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna fucking worry risk waking that up with conversation inside this cave.
Yeah, Pathos just kind of looks at her, kind of retarded. Just
Klaus.
I'm gonna.
You
Yeah.
you can hear as Pathos is striding in your direction, and Deia's giving you this like sort of cutesy tone of wanting something.
What is it that you want exactly?
Oh,
The
what I
adorable
want, yeah.
sloth over there.
Yeah. Why don't you two go hug it? Yeah. Move out of the fucking way. And then he'll like once he gets to the mouth of the cave, he'll like stand up and he'll like move his way like past them.
What? I can't hear you without my horn.
I'm going to get a little closer. I can't quite see what all the fuss is about.
Be careful, young man.
Deia expresses that you should be careful. What do you do for the narrative's sake? What do you do to be careful?
I'm going to attempt to tiptoe, forgetting that I'm flying.
Okay, knowing full
really
well.
Really high knee it, just kind of.
Sure. Knowing
Scooby-Doo level speaking.
knowing that you have to tiptoe it, you inherently start like raising your body upward into like the creepy villain of a Scooby-Doo film. And as you're tiptoeing, your body is slowly rising in the cave.
It's like the Austin Powers gag, right? Except upwards instead
Yes.
of downwards.
Yes.
The invisible staircase.
Right. You find that you're getting closer and closer to this thing, and you're probably about 8 or 9 feet so out of its reach, when its like right arm kind of steeples back, and with its claws it kind of scratches its ass. And with a kind of a quick jostle, it slowly throws its body to its back, and it lays there like a child defeated by a car ride, with its arms out. It's just exposing its belly to the world. Its mouth is open. Its little tongue sticks out.
Oh, ew.
Pet it.
No, it's breath. Ugh. Leaking.
Yeah, it's just kind of like laid out there, head back, scratching on its sloth nuts.
All things considered, Klaus, you're like 16 years old. Despite being in a body that's this aged, you're still mentally speaking, you're still 16 according to you. So I know when I was 16, I got a new dog, and I was, still trying to remain semi-macho, at least as much as I could so. But there's something a dog can do to a person that makes them not be macho. And in this situation, you're kind of getting that feel.
No, who's your puppy?
Is he getting a cute chub? Is he getting a cute chub?
I need to touch it, but it smells.
He's getting cute aggression.
Oh, it smells so bad.
Just put
I tell you,
something in your nose.
I have a solution for this.
Oh
and
no!
I'm gonna attempt to cast prestidigitation.
Oh God, no!
You're a horrible person.
So
Mage hand to Robot's belly.
Your chat did this to me, bub.
I just want to say, while this is about to happen, I just want to turn to Jerrod outside the cave and so. You ever eat random mushrooms off the floor?
They look like doorknobs, right?
So, Bubba, I know it's too late now, but what do you think our odds are of taming? What were of taming this thing?
You guys are like wickedly stronger than this thing, so it's not out of the realm of possibility.
I want
You
it.
want to do 1,000?
Yeah.
All right, let's fucking beat it up. That'll make
Okay,
it
now
Can you
who
make
of
it
us?
bigger, please?
No,
So
Make
it
it
can't
smaller?
leave.
615.
make it smaller. Make it make it less dire.
Okay, let's see here.
It turns into a block, a field of butterflies.
It
and
turns
flaps
into.
away.
It actually turns into Keegan.
No, it turns into a
No.
Tarrasque.
That's a significant downgrade in my books.
He goes to pet it. You see his hand glow, and then it just turns into Keegan.
What's up, Christy? Hey, how's it going? What's up, Carbon?
Where am I? Why?
Dude,
Is that what he
so-
sounds like to you? Fucking Wario? Listen, just because he's a gnome doesn't mean
All right.
he's Wario.
Same thing, basically. So what's 615 and how is it empowered?
Klaus,
Fireball.
when you attempt to disguise the scent of the dire sloth's smell, as you're attempting to cast prestidigitation, there is a notable amount of pain in your index finger on your right hand.
Oh no.
When,
Arthritis!
when you
My osteoporosis is acting up again.
when you look down, your index finger's fingernail has a small crack in the tip of it. And when you can visibly see it in front of your face, it splits right down the middle all the way to the skin. Like all the way to the backside of the nail.
To the quick.
Yep. Oh, gross. Get some quick stop.
It's super glue.
Is that legit
What, quick stop?
one of the things in the book? Because I'm
You
sitting here and I'm
see
thinking,
the split and it begins to move.
Oh.
Like something is pressing against the opposite side of your nail.
So let me get this straight. It's almost like there's a wedge being driven between, or like through the middle of my nail. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
And it's continuing up my finger at this point.
No. It's not continuing. It stops at the quick itself. But where it's split, sort of like a bifolding doors, like two doors put together, right? One opens left, one opens right. Your fingernail it's almost as if something is pressing
Coming out.
upon the backside of the nail. Like it's trying to open up at your
so
face.
if this is his
trying
fingernail,
to,
it's like something's trying to
Spread the two halves.
pull that.
Yes.
Oh. I don't like that.
It's like
I
that
imagine
scene out of Aliens.
Like
It's you're right. It is incredibly painful.
I'm understanding the situation. I'm probably going to try to remain quiet, but still let out a half yelp.
Give me a fortitude save. We'll see how this looks.
Alrighty. I see now why you asked about my fortitude earlier.
This entire time, I'm gonna be inching my way forward, like trying to get closer to this thing so that it gets adorable.
That was 23.
Okay. Deia, as you're slowly inching your way forward, you can see Klaus's hands sort of coming together to cast some kind of arcane spell. And as he does like the finishing part where it's like the Kamehameha splash over its body, he stops, and then he puts his hands out in front of him. There's a slow tremor in his wrist and shake, and then he just grabs his finger like it's about to start fucking flying off of his body. And then he shakes again for a minute, and then with that same hand, he covers his mouth, and it's like quivering. Klaus, you stifle back this roar of pain.
I'm just picturing him dancing in the air in a tight circle.
Just slowly spinning.
Just like whenever you're really hurting, you're doing that dance.
No, so this is exactly how I picture the scene. It's like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory when Grandpa drinks the
fizzy lifting potion.
Yeah. Soda. Except Grandpa's in a lot of pain right now.
Sure.
And Grandpa doesn't have his OxyContin nearby to alleviate said pain.
Yeah.
I'm still curious what's popping out of your finger.
Klaus, do you investigate further, or Deia, do you continue striding forward?
Yeah, no, I keep going forward.
Okay.
Until
I'm probably going to do that thing where when you have an injury, you try to simultaneously put pressure and put it back together.
Sure.
This is fine.
Klaus, when you kind of put your thumb on your opposite hand downward, like I'm assuming that you're using your left pinky, ring, and middle finger over the finger itself, over your index, to try to stop this, like apply a pressure to it. And you're using your thumb and your index to kind of position and press down upon this. And as you're pressing down, you can feel something underneath the nail. As if there's a stone or a piece of metal, but something is physically erupting from your nail.
Oh, God. Is Klaus becoming Wolverine?
No, he's not.
Yeah,
And
it just comes straight out of his nail, though. Not like claws out of his knuckles, just straight out of his nail upwards.
And
He becomes an old bag lady.
So, does it feel like it's on the surface at this point, or does it feel like it's something that's deep-seated, like a nerve that's bothering you, like something you need to scratch at?
Something like, yeah, it feels like you want to remove this, but every time you lift the pressure, it just hurts so bad. Deia, you can see him struggling, and every time he lifts off of his finger, the nail itself seems to almost rise, like there's some kind of pressure behind it.
Okay, let me ask you this, though. Would you think that my first instinct, knowing what I know as a spellcaster, would you think my first instinct would be to cast something like Mending to try and fix my own fingernail?
Mending takes time. Mending does take time. It's not even so much that, it's just like inherently as a living creature, how you would respond in the situation.
Right.
It's
More
like
of a
that.
wound.
Yeah, exactly. It's a wound. It's like that itch that you just have to scratch.
I'm gonna wave at him to get his attention. And as soon as he looks over at me, I'm gonna point at him and then point to the entrance of the cave. Just signaling him to get the fuck out of here. Take your issues and take them outside.
Deia, as he's clutching onto his finger, you can visibly see the veins in his old-ass neck just starting to pop out, and then they're rising over his head. Like, the pain is... This insurmountable pain is like washing over his entire being, and he's trying to prevent it from showing. It's sort of like that meme of the kid in math class, where you see him with the veins coming out of his neck. You know which meme I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. He's just shaking. There's a noticeable shake to his lip and jaw. Klaus, do you actually leave, as per Deia's suggestion?
I'm probably going to catch his signal in like one of my turns around as I'm dancing and trying to hold on to my finger and keep it together as I'm circling in air above this dire creature that would not be happy if it woke up. So I'll catch it out of the corner of my eye, but currently I'm too preoccupied with my own pain to really take any advice from him or her in this case.
Okay. Okay. Give me a fortitude save.
All right.
It's not bad.
16.
It's becoming increasingly more difficult though to stifle back a roar. As you slowly flutter outside with your tiptoe, Pathos, Jerrod, and Sunn, you will see Surabar Spellmason clutching his finger in some intense amount of pain.
Oh, what did the idiot do?
What's going on? What? You didn't make contact with the creature, did you?
I'm not going to respond. I'm simply going to continue holding my finger and hunching over further and further until I'm almost bent over completely.
There's
I'm
kits.
gonna walk over and approach it and try to assess the situation from a medical perspective.
Sure.
Yeah. Jared's going to kind of like just start towards the entrance of the cave, trying to figure out where the hell Deia is.
Sure. Deia, what
So,
would you
of
be
course-
doing in the meantime?
I'm gonna get as close as I can, and then once I see that it's still on its back, I'm gonna pet it.
God damn it.
Okay. All right. You can see that it's on its back, and you can tell that your ally has floated out of this area.
I want to give it a belly rub.
Sure.
No. God damn it.
As you begin to kind of lean in and run your fingertips through his thick fur, you see that to the touch, he's not quite as soft as you might think he is. It's very coarse hair. And you feel this odd movement at your fingertips, sort of like as you're kind of passing through, you feel something against your fingertips, but it's not there when you go back. And like, what do you do in the situation when you feel these things?
I wouldn't. It's like a beard when it's rough one way and then smooth the other. I just, instead of going both ways, I just pet in one direction instead.
Okay. Do you pet down or do you pet up?
Would I be able to tell which was better?
Not without trying.
From his head to his rear. Not
Okay.
the other way around.
All right. So it's like you're petting downward then.
Trying to follow the grain.
The way that his hair sort of comes in, it sort of builds up like a cowlick in the center of his chest. So some of it goes down, some of it goes up, and you can see when you begin to press against his hair on his body. But the hair that lays down, you can't see anything. However, the hair that goes upward, that you're going against the grain of, you can see that down to his skin, there are bugs, there are insects on his skin. It's sort of like jungle fleas, things like that.
That doesn't sound very good.
Well, it's
Kill it!
not
Burn it!
exactly wonderful, but this is a wild creature you've stumbled upon.
Yeah, I figured there's
Light
probably
on fire.
some kind of ticks in it.
Despite all of that, still not that bad. There is warmth to him. He doesn't exhibit any kind of injuries. He does not look ill. He looks fairly well fed, all things considered.
Well, he did just eat a couple gorillas.
Gorillas? Baboons? Different monkey.
Gorilla boons.
I'd still pet him until he woke up and got pissed at me, or woke up happy because he's got a friend. I don't know, whatever happened first.
Jerrod,
I'd try and avoid it.
when you step inside to see what Deia is doing, you'll see that Deia has leaned down nearest this creature that's probably 2.5 times her size, and she's petting its chest.
Nope. Nope. Not doing it. Not saving her. Nope. 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 No, no, no.
Sunn.
And of course, in the back of my mind, I'm just thinking to myself, but she's so much like my mother. So much like my mother.
God damn it.
Sunn.
Son of a bitch. And he will start kind of just creeping.
Okay, all right, sure. Let's see your stealth. Sunn, give me a heal check, please.
Okay. Hold on. If I can find my mouse.
Stealth.
So I didn't catch the last part with Surabar. What happened to his hand?
Okay,
29.
we're actually determining that right now. He's flown out of the area, and he's clutching at his finger, his index finger.
It's not as bad as I thought.
Sunn, what does this look like? Narratively speaking, how does this... How does it look to you? Or what are you seeing? What are you seeing right now?
I'm seeing a split finger, aren't I? Like,
A split fingernail.
practically-
Not a finger,
yeah.
fingernail.
just the fingernail itself.
Yeah.
God, it sounds quite miserable. I'm trying to think of ways to repair the nail. And the only thing I could think of do would be slapping a bandage on it. Throw some Neosporin on it.
Klaus, do you allow him to investigate the wound further?
Can I peel open your nail?
That depends on whether or not I allow him to investigate further. Depends entirely on how much it hurts to have any kind of other pressure applied, other than just trying to stop the pain.
For what it's worth, Bub, it will be the minimum damage that it could possibly be when I'm looking at it. What skill? I think I have anesthesia. Anesthesia? I think I have that.
That's important to know. That will make
He's
the
got
difference.
Fantasia in his bag.
Hey, cats, remember, if we get 2 more new subs, then that will give them their first luck reroll of the evening.
Yeah, I have anesthetic. So minimum damage on heals if it takes damage.
So what kind of anesthetic are we talking about? Is it injected? Is it local? Like, is it topical? What are we seeing?
I would assume it'd be varied, but for this, probably topical.
All right, so roleplay it. With Sunn, Klaus, show him what you want to do, tell him what you want to do, and make it happen.
I'm gonna have to take a look at that finger. Is there any way you could let go of your hand and let me see it?
That depends entirely on whether or not you'll make it feel better.
I'm going to rifle around through my bag and I'm going to pull out a vial of what seems to be a semi-solid liquid. Going to uncork it. I'm gonna pour some on my hand. I'm gonna say, "Yeah, give me your hand real quick."
So it's like an ointment then.
Yeah. This one in
You
particular.
spit and rub some dirt on it.
Gross.
So,
I'll quickly thrust my finger out towards his hand.
So Klaus, you ever eat wild mushrooms off the floor?
Sunn, when he quickly thrusts his hand out to you in an effort to immediately anesthetize the situation, you see something odd. It's something that you don't see that often. In fact, very seldomly is this something that you've witnessed. The finger itself is swelling, but only past the joint that allows it to bend. Not the knuckle, but the joint past the knuckle. It's starting to swell, and the tip of his index finger is about the same thickness of a human thumb.
Knowing schools of Arcana, could I tell if this is like a buildup of some sort or something like that?
No, not really. It's not really an Arcana thing. This is something that you had seen in the medical field as a field
Right.
medic. This looks like his body is attempting to reject something.
Would it look like it would be the nail itself that's trying to be rejected, or something?
No, that's the odd thing is it's almost
Yeah.
too precise. The damage done to the nail is an oddity to you.
It's something deeper inside the finger, essentially.
Definitely. You personally believe that this will not be remedied until whatever it is that's trying to escape or is being
gonna get
forced
out.
from the skin gets out. Correct.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think about this without cutting open his hand, like, without just cutting his finger off.
Just grab it and pull it out.
Gonna give you a nice piece of wood to chew on, and I'll just fucking yank it. I'm gonna look up at him and say, I think there's something that's inside your finger. What did you do to cause this injury?
I did nothing. I simply tried to cast one of my spells. I would appreciate if you fixed it. And then we had this conversation.
I'd apply the ointment at least to his hand, in an attempt to like make his hand at least numb.
Pathos, being out there, attempting to contribute at any point, you know that this is a bit of an oddity. You have seen sometimes where magic can backfire, and it forces the body to respond negatively. Especially in Menzoberranzan, this is incredibly bizarre to be outside in the light of the world, so to speak. But you have seen this, and the only method that you're aware of is to remove the problem, excommunicate it from the body.
Cut the finger off. Whole thing.
Yeah. Just fucking lop that shit off. Who needs
Not
it?
the knuckle.
So,
Oh, I thought we were
I'm
just gonna
not-
go with the whole hand.
I'm not as medically inclined as you are, Sunn, but a lot of the casters in my home, they've done some experiments with magic, and I've seen this back build before, and the only way I've seen it fixed was cutting away at it.
Well, I'm trying to find a way around this without amputation, but I feel like that might be the only case at this point.
You could let it build up and it could kill him. And then I suppose he could move to another body, since that seems to be something that he does quite frequently from what your friends have been saying. But it has to be amputated, unfortunately.
I'm in pretty much agreement with him.
Hearing the word amputation, Klaus is. I'm just gonna go away. So clearly, the fastest and easiest way to do that is to go upwards.
Klaus,
Amputation? No, just kill me now.
you know that amputation is bad. Obviously, it's very bad, even if you want to fly off. But the longer that this proceeds, the swelling increases in your hand, and it's becoming far more realistic with each passing moment, to the point where you're just like, probably ready to just throw it under the blade yourself. When you look down at what he said, it's if you're looking at your hand, it's not the knuckle, it's that first joint past the knuckle. And everything beyond that point is swelling pretty fiercely. Everything below that looks fine, but beyond that, it looks bad. It looks cartoonish, like you've got a Mickey Mouse finger right now.
Boy.
Yes, most likely he will. The blood will hemorrhage at a certain point in his body, and it will kill him, or the arcane back build will kill him as well.
So, do I have a clear point on where this pain is originating from? Like, it's basically the base of the fingernail, correct? Where it's split?
It's around near
Yes.
your ankle.
Okay. So what I'm kind of thinking here is cauterize the wound, potentially kill whatever's causing this pain. So my first instinct here, I suppose, would have to be a scorching ray targeted at that point.
God damn it.
Okay.
Put a scorching ray your own finger.
This can only go so
You're
well.
not gonna let them amputate it. But you'll go ahead and blast the shit out of
He
it.
wants it to be like a laser point. Like
Yeah,
super
he wants
fine.
it. He wants it done.
I am performing surgery on my own finger.
Finger
Thank you very
lobotomy.
much.
Laser surgery.
Okay, give me a D1000. Control F, 478.
This could go well.
Or, not. Your finger turns
You mean
into a dire badger.
Oh no, that's the worst option.
Wow.
It's
Okay,
like, wow, he called it exactly.
that's strange.
Dire Badger Strange.
478 is called plot.
Oh no.
You are immediately aware of the plot that is made against you.
The frost giants and the clowns.
Oh
Klaus,
shit.
you begin gaining visions of a world where you are looking down at your own hand and you're missing everything past the first joint of your index finger. However, you are visited by a creature not much larger than your hand that appears to be a bone pseudo-dragon.
Welcome to the Bone Zone.
So if we let it grow, then he'll be a stronger. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Alright, so we leave it in him. Got it. Good job, guys.
I'm good with having a bone dragon growing inside of one of our party members.
So does
as long as
does
it's
this
not evil.
Yeah.
does this apparition speak to me, or is it simply like I'm a...
It's a vision.
It says, I'm a dragon!
You guys, you missed one particular word. One
Pseudo.
particular...
Pseudo dragon.
There you go.
No. I'm an orc!
The French made it because it's got a P, not an S.
It's entirely up to you what you'd like to do from this point, but you're now made aware of the events that are before you.
So, I don't know much about pseudo-dragons, but it's got dragon in the name,
So it's already bad?
so I'm assuming that maybe I can speak to it if I can speak Draconic. And I can't speak Draconic normally, oddly enough. So I'm gonna cast tongues
Go
on
figure.
myself.
I thought you knew Draconic. I thought it was like your second tongue, dude.
Perfect. I like it when you cast spells on yourself. It's my favorite.
No. Don't do it.
So far, I'm not liking it that much, I gotta tell you.
Let's see.
You can replace Nevermech. It might never be as great, but
So just
Still
to
pretty
be
sweet.
clear, he has a pseudo dragon growing from his finger.
Not a suede.
what?
Not a pseudo dragon.
It's not made of suede.
It's
He's actually
definitely a
Scottish
suede.
dragon.
Pseudo.
I definitely like the suede dragon more.
Well,
He's a kilt dragon.
Don't you fucking cry on my blue suede shoes.
this particular spell is called fertility.
Yes.
Sometimes a spell goes wrong. Very wrong. And this is one of those times.
Please tell me he's pregnant.
His finger is pregnant.
So just like all of a sudden he's carrying.
If you are a male, then you are from this day forward impotent.
Ah!
If you are a
Okay.
woman, you are pregnant, whether you want it or not.
I mean, that's not so bad if he's in Spellmason's body. He's already shooting clouds.
Hey! I want to go ahead and point out though, this is jumped up magic. I say he should be pregnant.
He has super impotency.
Well, you know what's great about that? It's my story.
I know. It sucks.
I'm the incredibly impotent man.
Captain Impotence to you?
You know what? I can't. I just can't.
I feel like I need to
I
tell
am
you that, man. That was
imperial
bad.
impotence.
The fuck?
I am the most impotent man you
Yes!
shall ever know.
There you go. You're a eunuch now.
You just hear two plops in the sand under him.
What is the superhero from GTA? Impotent Rage. That's his name.
Impotent rage.
Impotent Rage.
Yeah, just have his nuts fall out his pant legs. Just two plops in the sand.
Klaus, as you attempt to cast tongues upon yourself so that you may speak dragons, you strangely have a midlife crisis and feel like less of a man at the same time. You now want to go buy that drop-top Beamer that's looked so good at the local car lot.
I know this 89 Corvette won't solve my low T, but god damn it, I want to try.
Karami, did my balls just die?
He's having his midlife crisis at 16. No, that's not a good sign.
Oh, no.
Look, it's accurate to the times, okay? We're all
When
about
you
being
die at
historically
32.
accurate here.
Let's go back inside for a moment, while Klaus is still considering what his next move is. Deia!
Who's a good sloth? Who's a
Be
good
right back.
sloth?
I'm going to give him an opportunity to hear you.
Okay.
Things I never thought I would ever hear Deia say. And by Deia, I mean any.
I mean, I've said it to sloth. Wait, never mind.
As you are, you're saying, who's a good sloth? You're petting away at him. You can visibly see him kind of like roll with the pet, and his head kind of lolls backwards. His mouth opens for another yawn. Jerrod, you can overhear Deia. Who's a good sloth? Who's a good little boy? What do you do, Jerrod?
Lose hope.
I'm surprised you had hope.
I thought she would have been the intelligent one. No, apparently.
Yeah, say that again when you turn and fight us, and I send a dire sloth in your ass.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, Deia, we gotta go.
Yeah, I mean, excuse me,
I'm
I
gonna try
mean,
and hush it.
who's a good sloth?
Right. Who's a good sloth?
Who's a dirty little sloth? Yes, you are. You're a dirty sloth.
Oh my god. Take a look at my mic. Yeah, I'll fuck with it later. Not too worried about it.
But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just speak out, try and direct her towards the entrance. We've got to go. Let's go. Come on.
I
Something's
give a
wrong.
fuck what Jerrod says, by the way. I'm sorry to keep petting this thing.
Deia has just gone into full hormone mode. She's found something cute. She adores it.
I like it better than all of my current party members, so, you know.
If I gotta come over there, I'm gonna kill the sloth, and then I'm gonna kill you.
Can I show Jerrod my pet bird? This one.
Oh!
All right. He warned her. He just reaches back, pulls his sword off, and starts marching up to the bear.
Can I cast glitter on him?
You just want to cast glitter. Like glitter.
Yeah, I just want to blow him with glitter.
Oh, you can blow me all right.
With glitter. Careful.
Sure. Jerrod, not listening to you or your threats, the moment that you take a step forward after you've drawn your weapon, all hoity-toity, like you've got action in your boots, the moment you take a step forward, Deia, with one hand behind her, she just goes, glitter! And hits you with a gout of glitter.
You
Jerrod-
went 10 feet in every direction.
So now I look like
You're in
drag
shiny gold glitter everywhere.
You basically get covered in glitter. It's all over your person. It's covering your armor. It's covering your blade. You are illuminated. Any little bit of sunlight pouring through, and you officially become a sunbro.
praise. No, that's not going to stop Jerrod. It's glitter. He's dealt with
It
worse.
wasn't intended to stop you. It was intended to alarm you.
Are you kidding? I've been working with Klaus. This is nothing.
Yeah, I suppose.
Jerrod, as you've been sort of blasted with this bit of glitter, knowing that there's absolutely no way you can hide from quite literally anything, the sloth yawns in front of you. You see his little lower jaw open up. And his eyes open up and look at you. Blinks a few times. Tilts his head. Then he tilts his head again. Not entirely sure what he's looking at.
Go on, be the big man that you wanted to be. Go on, dick.
Hey. Don't make me the bad guy. I was forced into this. Somebody's got to be the responsible one.
This is going to hurt me way more than it's going to hurt you, you cute little fucker.
No, it's going to hurt the fuck out of him. All right, but yeah, he's just going to step up and...
Can't even say it.
Jerrod, as you step up to draw your blade over your head, one of his arms kind of stretches out and grabs onto the back of your leg, and just kind of scratches the back of your leg.
Are we talking like scratch, or are we talking like scratch?
Like it's like a scratch, like a back scratching. It's not like a wild scratch attack. Deia, Jerrod noticeably begins crying, wielding his blade. His tears part the glitter on his face.
Screw it. I'm going to write it.
What a beautiful sight.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to... screw it. I'm going to attempt to go ahead and bring it around and write it out. I'm going to grab it by the ear, roll it over, and try writing it out.
Wait, did you say grab it by the rear?
Ear.
That changes the whole statement.
Okay, thank goodness.
That changes the whole statement.
Yeah, I was gonna wonder.
I know it's Jerrod. Jerrod isn't me. I would grab its ass, no problem.
Okay, so sloths don't really have much in the way of large ears. Like this thing's ear is probably like the size of maybe your thumb. It's...
Yeah, I meant more like grab the hair, lead it up on all fours, and just kind of swing on up.
Okay, to give you a bit more of a description of what you're looking at here, this fella is about 8 feet tall and weighs about 300 pounds.
Yep, so we're... Yeah. He's figuring, if I can't kill it, I'm just going to get it out of here. Get it away from everybody. Because he doesn't want to kill the paladin either.
As you kind of guide it up to its feet and you slap its claws over your shoulders, you start to kind of move, and you feel the weight of his being as you're kind of dragging it behind.
Whoa. I said I wanted to ride it, not it ride me.
Yeah, it's going to lay down because it was laying down. He doesn't really take orders.
True. All right, so I'm trying to like wrestle it over. It just kind of like holds onto me and climbs on my back.
Assumedly so. Like the way that its claws are, they're not like our fingers. It's not like a prehensile tail. The way they're just kind of like hooked downward. So picture like it's just a hook.
Right.
So it kind of anchors up over your shoulders, and as you attempt to move and let it kind of like baby waddle behind you, it just lets its feet drag. So you're kind of dragging it like a really weak toddler, a very large toddler, but a weak toddler, needless to say. The glitter disperses from your body as it only lasts so long.
So can we assume that the glitter just like... No, it disappears. It'd be nice if it transferred onto the sloth and we now have a glitter sloth.
The permanent spell for that, and then cast it right after I throw my glitter on it.
Deia.
I'm gonna keep hitting it.
Jerrod
Don't
has
make any evil actions.
thrown all of his machismo out the window.
Good.
He's immediately going into like Big Brother mode and having as much fun as he can with this thing, throwing it over his shoulder as he exits. Sunn, Klaus, Pathos, there is a sight to see.
As they start coming out, start finishing up the story.
I'm waiting for Klaus to come down.
And that's when he said he was a blind beholder. Did not
He's gonna be
believe.
waiting a while.
And I turn around. What the? Are we adding a party member to our group?
Can Sloth join us on Wednesdays?
Is the one on your back more capable than the one that is that's doing the carrying? Is that what this is?
I believe likely that would be the case.
Well, it was either this or kill the paladin.
I don't see how those add up, but I mean, I'm glad he chose this one.
You know what also works? Leaving it where we found it. That's a rule that you learn when you're 5.
While they do that, I'm just gonna cut my hands. Are you coming down anytime soon?
Nope.
I'll let you pet it.
I'm going to continue to hold my finger and dance around.
All I have to do is cut it off. You have 9 other ones.
As
Oh
he
yes.
says to cut it off, I'm going to go about 10 feet higher in the air.
Klaus, the geriatric dreidel is slowly rising into the sky.
They made me out of clay.
Plus, that's not.
Who was it asking what I
Autoplay.
expected to happen during tonight's session? And I said fuckery.
I like the idea of it being a dreidel.
Seeing there's a lot of commotion going on, are we drawing any attention to anything? Like, do we see movement or hear anything?
Have we had the
toward us?
forest come to murder us?
Not yet.
So the next logical step in my mind is, well, clearly if I can't eliminate the pain from my finger, eliminate I was going to say finger, but really the entire body, and turn into my air elemental form. You know, if you don't have fingers, they can't hurt, right?
Before that happens, would my anesthetic have kicked in on his hand? Would it have gone slightly number? Or
Yeah,
is-
no,
is
it's
he
likely
feeling the
that
full
it
throttling
would have.
pain?
I mean, there's a lot of pressure, undeniably so. Like there's something attempting to burst through the skin of his finger, but
Yeah.
a lot of the tearing tension it's been softened. It's kind of a dull thrum in his hand, but after a while, your endorphins begin kicking in, and you kind of start becoming used to the pain, or you find a coping mechanism.
At this point, I'm feeling less of a sharp tearing pain and more of a dull, like pressure trying to expand outward from my finger that really can't expand any further at this point. Correct?
Correct.
Question: how does Tanglefoot work in the air?
It doesn't.
It doesn't at all.
No, because all Tanglefoot bags do is basically lock
Tangle your feet.
legs together and kind of tether you to the ground.
You'd want to
Throwing it at somebody in the air.
Fire entanglement, which I have, or the spell, not the not a Tanglefoot bag.
I was hoping I could.
It burns.
I was hoping I could wrap him in some roots.
Well, you could try going ahead and lassoing them down.
See, that's what I would have tried to do with the Tanglefoot, but
Master Klaus, you have two choices. It's either amputation or possible death. And you being that high up in the air, you're gonna give our position away. I suggest you come down and think.
It's easy for you to say, Mister, I don't have a very swollen and near bursting finger.
Oh, of course, that's why I'm saying it, but please come down.
Deia, can I borrow your bow?
Good luck hitting me,
Nope.
you inept piece of shit.
No, Deia, give me your bow.
This is
Tell me
like
what part of no you don't understand.
this is like grumpy old men. the adventuring party. Walter, I swear to God, I'm gonna punch your dick off.
Ha! Too late. Don't have one.
How high in the air is he?
How high would you say,
isn't he 30, 40 feet?
Klaus?
Ooh, at this point, I'm probably 50 to 60.
God damn.
Listen, when you're focused on the pain that your
Bub.
finger is about to
Alright,
erupt,
so
you don't really
I'll,
focus on how high you've gone.
Bub, would it be crazy to assume I would be able to make a tranquilizer of sorts that I could apply to an arrowhead?
Can you put a tranquilizer?
No, could I concoct at least some kind of paste, even if it's my anesthetic?
I mean, you realize. Wait. Just. You kind of give me these vague ass questions all the time. Just tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you if it's possible.
The question is basically turn a crossbow into a tranquilizer gun, and
That would be a poison. It stops being a medicine and it starts being a poison. If you want to trick
Okay.
someone down.
well, I believe I have poison use, or do I? No, I have swift poisoning. That's neat.
Take it easy, Jin Human. To answer some questions that are in chat right now, guys, the Bane and the Boon on screen is actually a way for you guys to have a dramatic impact over the game. Not something as simple as putting in a potion or putting in a backpack, stuff like that. This is a way for you to say, hey, I want something incredibly important and plot-changing to happen in the game. This is raised through your reputation. You can find out how much reputation you have by typing in !REP. That's rep. !rep. Once you determine how much you have, you can then decide, hey, I'm going to save it for this item, or I'd like to give it to the Bane and the Boon. And you toss it into the wishing well. You want to wish it away. You type in !wish in the amount that you would like to give away. And after a few moments, Goblin Vault, who holds the wishing well captive, will give you a fortune. In this case, Any got the cure for grief is motion. My fortune is a friend is a present you've given yourself. And you'll see that updates live on stream. Anytime you wish, it updates live. That's not me. I can hands off on this one. I've just set it up as a script to auto-run and fill it itself. Once it reaches 400,000, you guys will then decide if they deserve a Bane or a Boon. If you're not sure what a Bane and a Boon is, you can look it up. But one means good, one means bad. And from that point on, I'll determine what kind of major event happens. If it's a boon, then something really awesome can happen for them. Don't worry, they can still fuck it up. It doesn't mean that you're going to give them some badass god-slaying weapon. It means that the opportunity has come up for them to get something cool, and they can still screw it up. Same could be said about a Bane. It could put in an enemy, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that enemy stays an enemy. It could become an ally. That kind of thing.
Seeing as we're kind of burning time on trying to get Klaus to be convinced, I'm going to cast Levitate on myself.
Okay.
As my at-will ability, and I'm going to hover up 30 feet, and then I'm going to look at him, and I'll call out.
Does Levitate work that way?
Yeah. It's an up and down motion, I believe.
Okay.
You can't go horizontal.
Levitate allows you to move yourself or another creature or an object up and down as you wish. A creature must be willing to be levitated. An object must be unattended or possessed by a willing creature. You can mentally direct the recipient to move up or down as much as 20 feet each round. Doing so is a move action. You cannot move the recipient horizontally.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't actually gain a
You
fly
just go up.
speed. You just kind of
you just
ascend. I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I'll look at him and say, "You should really let Sunn take care of you right now." And then I'll cast Suggestion. On Klaus.
What's the save on it?
23.
Of what?
Will. It's a will save.
Yep.
Will's will save.
Luckily for you, will is my highest save. Damn. That's a shame.
So you make a suggestion. As long as it's not harming or becoming harming of himself or his allies,
Nope, I already... Yeah.
he is susceptible to whatever the command is. The suggestion.
Yep, I already suggested it to him that he should let Sunn help him with his problem.
Klaus, it doesn't sound like a bad idea. Maybe you're overreacting. Maybe it's the pain taking hold, but you think that Sunn can help you. Or at least Pathos seems convincing enough.
He's convinced me to at least let him attempt.
Correct.
Without the attempt of amputation just yet.
Yes.
I'll fly down to Sunn's level.
And he's just willing to just let me,
I'll let you do most things.
Alright, so I'm gonna pull out my my butcher's cleaver.
You have a butcher's cleaver?
No.
Okay.
No,
Tell
I'm
him
pretty sure I'm the one.
Put
with
his
the
hand
butcher's
on a stump, and I'm just gonna fucking hack at it until something works.
Who's this?
Hey, Tweak, thank you so much for that host, boss. I appreciate that. Welcome in, Tweak and Tweak's viewers. I appreciate that. Welcome in, everyone.
I also I levitate back down.
What I'd probably do is I would first try to splint his wrist so he can't move it around, so it won't fucking go all over the place if I try to cut into it.
Are you trying to tie his wrist down?
I'm gonna splint it basically, with a bag of medical things. Basically, the two woods, and make sure his wrist can't. I keep forgetting I have a web camera. Basically, just blocking it right here so he can't move it.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cleaning off the finger, making sure that it's sanitized and everything. Pulling up my doctor's mask and then grabbing my scalpel. I'm going to I'm gonna try to prod at the finger first and see if I can find a definite location where it's trying to burst out of. Kind of, if they're popping around for a zit.
Sure.
Trying to find the sweet spot.
Sure. Sounds good. When you... Yeah, hit me with a heal check.
That I can do.
Wow. GeoQuester, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate that. Welcome to the fam. Sunn,
29.
you begin investigating the depth of this I don't want to quite say laceration, but this mass swelling. It's it's stopped at the hinge point of his index finger, and you can tell that it's not really doing anything else closer to the hand. So you think that's probably the best way, is to sever it there, if there was a way to sever it.
Give him a nice little nub.
You could.
So it's basically he'll have this much left.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Then yeah, I'd try to cut it off right at where the bone connects, I guess.
Well, you could slowly try to saw through it and cause immense pain,
I like that idea.
or you
It's
could
much better.
like slap chop it if you had like an axe.
Use the quick chop.
Yeah, but
It's flap chop.
he's gonna need something. Klaus isn't just gonna let you just like, okay, saw through the bone, please. He's gonna want something to kind of grit his teeth through. Age or anesthetic, it doesn't fucking matter. This is gonna hurt.
Trying to think of what I have that I could give him beyond a compress to just chew on.
You could always just let me cut it off.
He'll lose his entire arm.
I'm a bit more accurate than that. You?
Depending on the day. I could hand him the polypurpose.
I need you to make a decision. Are you going to saw through it, or are you going to cut it off in one fell swoop?
Preferably try to cut through it surgically, rather than brute forcing it.
Okay, do you have surgical tools?
Yeah.
All right. He's not unconscious.
Can make him.
You don't really have an area to be clean enough. Do you have the instrument to cut through the bone?
I have enough ways to make it clean enough around
Okay.
the area. I have the healing myrrh, which is that the instance I used when I was back in the Citadel
All right.
to ward off in a cleaning area, disinfecting it as well. As for the pain, I could give him the polypurpose panacea, which the one I would have to give him would be
What are you going to use? Narratively speaking, what are you going to use? Explain to me how you're going to stop Klaus's pain, how you're going to hold him down from reacting, because he's going to, despite what you give him, unless you knock his ass out, and how you remove this. Sell me on it.
I can give him sleep for the panacea. Yeah.
I think he's asking you to go ahead and like.
I'm not.
No,
look-
yeah.
I'm-
I'm trying to. I'm thinking it out at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not looking for like any kind of mechanic. I'm just looking for the description. I want to believe
Yeah,
it.
I'm just thinking. First off, beyond tying his wrist up and splinting it so he can't move it out of control, I would turn to Jerrod and ask him to hold on to him for me.
Plus, you hear him say, "Hold on to him," speaking to Jerrod, who's clearly already holding on to what looks to be some enormous animal you are completely unfamiliar with. What do you do?
Well, I'm not excited by the prospect. How far does this influence from Pathos go? I mean, is it like I'm convinced this is going to help me?
You're
Or is
convinced that
this more
Sunn
of just
can
like-
help you, but you're not convinced that this isn't going to hurt or it's going to suck. You just think he can help you.
Yeah, there's definitely no guarantee that it won't.
I wanna go up next to Klaus and say, "Trust me, this is the best decision."
Yeah,
And just
you
kind of
rolled it down.
persuade
Give
him to
me, what are you going to roll? What can you make this so?
it. I'm trying to sway his mind, maybe diplomacy.
Sure, let's see it.
1 second.
I was gonna say I was gonna try to do it as fast as I could, and I realized I was like, that's right, I put poison on my blade, so.
Well, it's not great.
You're right. It's not great.
Nailed it. So,
I don't know. I don't really know what Jerrod's doing here. If Jerrod's going to follow through, I don't know if Klaus is going to let it.
Yeah, because Deia's just walked up and tried to convince him to continue to let Sunn help. So before I can react, I have to know what Klaus is doing.
Given my caged animal feeling in the situation, I'm probably going to attempt to assess the situation myself in terms of the medical aspect of it, and see if amputation would be really necessary here with my own knowledge. So I guess heal check, maybe?
Give it a whirl. Let's see what you can do.
please roll in that one.
It's not going to be good, but it'll be
Oh,
fun.
it looks fine! Just keep it on! Ooh.
Or it's great. No, yeah, you are convinced. In fact, it's almost assured that whatever is inside of your finger up to this point could potentially do more raw damage to your person if you don't have this removed soon.
Well, with that being the situation, then I'm probably going to just do my best to grin and bear it and allow them to do whatever they need to.
All right. Well, Jerrod, hearing this, kind of looking over everybody and eventually just shrugging his agreement, just walks over, dumps the sloth off on Pathos. Just like
Nope, I am not fucking letting that thing touch me.
It
Oh,
wasn't
it's
really one of those, oh, would you hold this? No, he just
Yeah, nope. Mm-mm.
acrobatics the hell out that.
It's
No,
a
like the
trustful and he
the
does
moment
not
I
help
see you
himself.
bringing him over, I'm already walking away from you. I'm like, the smell of him was already enough to deal with.
I mean, I don't think he's going to run very far if you put him down.
But no, just like setting him down, Jerrod's going to walk over, get a hand on either of Klaus's shoulders,
Okay.
give a little rub, lean close. Got your ass now. And then just pin him down against the tree stump.
All right. Apparently, after he's had his way with you, Klaus, he says,
Then we can get back to the finger.
"Nighty night.
I'm going to put my hands up and walk away at the sound of that.
Nighty night. You better keep your butthole tight."
I'm about to beat them cheeks.
Is it too late to start doing kegels?
Basically, the last thing you hear is you just fade to black.
Good God.
Alright, so I'm guessing that he's going through with it.
Yeah, no. If he's being held down, I would recommend him a compress to bite down on, because correct assumption that this is not gonna be not painful.
Sure.
And then once I've given him the compress to bite down on, I would try to disconnect the finger, or at least from the joint.
I'm just gonna disconnect it. It's like Lego pieces.
Yeah, just
No, I was
gonna
gonna say
pull it
that,
off.
yeah.
It's like Mr. Potato Head. You just pull it off, put on a new one.
Boom! My nose.
As he starts to pull on my finger, I would like to make the Windows disconnecting media noise.
Shit, I gotta put on a different USB.
Jesus Christ.
This is what you get for playing with nerds.
Okay.
Fucking-
I'm gonna step away for just a second. We're gonna take a brief break, guys. When we come back, we're gonna separate this finger and decide if we're gonna make it to a dungeon tonight. I'm not entirely sure yet, but give us just a moment. We'll be right back. Hang tough, cats. Hang tough.
Oh man.